Streaming.
Awesome.
We should be live on YouTube. All right, so today we don't really have a topic too much. We're probably going to be doing some tutorials and hanging out. I did tell somebody in the Discord server that we were going to talk a little bit about ellipses,
Ooh, ellipses.
at one point. So that's probably going to happen on the stream. Let me go live on TikTok.
Oh, hey,
Our
Bisma.
tutorials and fun.
Hey, Emil. Oh, Emil, it's been a while.
There we go.
Hey, Stardust. Hello,
We
Angelic
should
Dove.
be live on TikTok.
Mm-hmm. Hey, my
Is the
soul.
chat up? No, the chat is not up. Why?
I wonder why it's doing that. Made it awesome.
Extended chat, floating window, auto pop up after going live. There we go. Maybe that.
Whoa.
will Save.
Look at all that.
Hello.
Hello.
Stardust. Hello.
I'm about to color Abby, but I don't know if I'll do that right now. I might as we had this early to set up stream and stuff. But yeah, I can start doodling.
How's the audio and everything? Good. I've had to make a bunch of tweaks because camera was tweaking out last time,
Yeah.
and it should be good now.
Hey, Pom Poof. Hey, Michi. Hey, Cran. Hey, Jenny.
Can y'all hear the music on TikTok? Let me go ahead and... Where's my... It's not there. It's right here. This topic...
We're doing
content
good.
Updates.
Hey, Dahlia on YouTube.
We'll do that. Alright.
Awesome.
How's it going, everybody? Dahlia, Michi, Nashi, Lexi, Ginny, Pompoof, Cran, Ginny. We're doing good. The Angelic Dove. Hi.
Hi.
Why does the pencil not work on the same way it works on your tablet? It's either because you don't have pressure sensitivity potentially. The brush settings, like your sensitivity, everything might be different. It might be a different resolution and size canvas, brush size. It could also just be the way that you draw. Maybe you press too hard or too light, or don't have the control.
Yep.
There could be a bunch of possible things.
Nash says, but the music is a bit louder than our voices.
Is it? What is that on TikTok?
TikTok, yes.
Why is this? Hello. Hello.
Hello.
It's probably that.
How's it now
There
for
we
you
go.
guys? They said, oh yeah. Does that mean it's
There
better?
we go. All right. Yeah, stupid Epidemic Sounds likes to reset our volume sometimes for no reason. And we have a lot of different audio inputs on OBS. And then that gets thrown over to TikTok. And TikTok is broken. So it doesn't actually show you what audio is being displayed. Like the microphone, it's fine, but the desktop audio, it doesn't show a green bar going up and down. It's just blank. So
Oh, hey, Lewis.
I can't actually tell how much sound is going through because TikTok doesn't work. Hello, Lewis Naz.
Hey, Chuki.
They actually just did an update on the TikTok streaming app recently that fixed our microphone, but then any other audio sources are still completely broken. 2 a.m. for me on a school night.
Wow.
Crazy.
That is crazy.
Hello, teachers. Hello, chat.
Hello.
Thank you for the background help earlier. You are welcome, Dahlia. Hello again. We're doing good.
Hey, Shadow Fox. Love the ice. Thank you. Miko. Yep.
My mom thinks I have a stomach ulcer. That's not good.
Oh no, that's horrible.
Hope you get better from that. Working on redesigning Alexandria. That's fun.
Hey, that's always fun.
Krissa. Yeah, as far as the pencil not looking the same way, it could be like 10 different reasons.
Yeah.
I would, first and foremost, I don't know what you mean by it doesn't work the same way.
Yeah,
Is
I
it
don't
like
really know.
not at all, or is it just not quite the same? How's everybody doing? We're doing good, Crits. Look, oh, you're not gonna believe this.
What?
You are not gonna believe this, chat. Are you ready? You will be the first to see. Hold up. Gotta refresh this. You will be the first to see this. What?
That's not a new character. This is Miko.
Yep.
I love this so much.
Help.
Gosh, that actually scared me.
Yeah, it might be loud. Where's hold up, let me look. Ooh, yeah, cat. Oh, that is loud.
How loud is it?
Pretty loud.
Bird
But I
blasting.
actually love it. It doesn't have that pencil feel. I missed school all week. Rip.
I don't know what he means by pencil feel. Do you mean like
And...
slippery on the canvas?
No, it's quiet. Don't. Really? Is this quiet?
I thought it was kind of loud for me.
Well, we have our.
Oh, that's right.
We have our thing up.
You need to make a poppy version.
We
Oh my gosh.
We could make the. How's that?
Oh, got a Ray in the chat.
Is it better? Good volume on YT, quiet on TikTok.
Well, at least it works.
No idea. You can barely hear it that time. I did have it down a bit. Yes, of course. You still want to see? Do you still want to see this character? I've been working on it since Saturday. Yeah, I also added a couple others. Hello. I have this one.
What are you making of Miko? Just a chibi sketch, you know. Just. Just because I figured Miko today. I'll draw a little dress on top though. So
silly computer jump scares. Huh? I love it. One of my favorites.
I love that one too. It's great.
All right, let's. Primary speaker. It's probably this. Let's turn this down. This up. How's that? Does it change? Test. Are we quiet? Are we loud?
Music is kind of loud still.
Still?
I wonder what's going on. As usual.
I can't control things independently. Hold up. I gotta mess with this.
No problem.
TikTok is so difficult.
It's so finicky.
It's so finicky. TikTok's streaming app is terrible. It's absolutely terrible. The music got way louder. Yeah, let me think. Convert to mono. It's already mono. Auto monitoring. How you sound to viewers.
Oh, they have that option?
Let's try that.
You know, artists often get told to use shapes, and I don't get that part, but how exactly do you use them in your drawings? Using shapes, it depends on, like, what you're really doing. Some people will say, oh, use shapes to simplify things, or, like, use shapes to think of, like, the overall image. Like, for me, when I think of shape, of course, it depends on the thing that I'm doing, but I could either think in terms of, okay, what shape does this hair strand or this whole thing create? Now this is very vibrant. I should use a different green. So like this whole head, or
how's
this whole
the
head
music,
hair.
by the way?
Yeah, how is the music?
It should be quiet again.
So this whole head of hair has a very specific shape that
Much better.
goes around the head, and that is thinking more holistically in terms of design. So when you're drawing it, you're like, okay, how much, like, what kind of shape is this hair going to take, or what shape is the overall face going to be like? You know, there's another thing where, hey, if you want to do a specific eye shape, you're thinking, I'm kind of thinking, okay, well, what kind of shape is Miko's eyes? They're kind of like a teardrop shape with a little end at the bottom, or an end at the side. and they have a very distinct look. So that's kind of what I think and how to implement shape. The music is low. Okay, they say that.
Okay.
But another thing about shape is that, like, okay, well, what's, the shape of a muscle, for example. Like a deltoid's shape kind of looks like this. And you could think in terms of 2D, two-dimensional terms. Let me think. What other ones could shape be used for? For some reason, my mind... Oh, like eyeball shape. Like, for instance, this shape right here is more of like a triangle with a bit of a kind of a roundness to it. It's not exactly completely oval like this, but it doesn't have to be. As long as the context of the whole eye is there, I can really use whatever shape that I want. I don't know how to get my Apple Pencil to connect to my iPad because I got a different type. I'm not sure what Apple Pencil you got. Mine connects through a little magnet. It has like a little indent and it clicks to the side.
Yeah, little birdie told me to bring up ellipses during this live stream. Yes, I will. Definitely. We can go over that in a little bit. Where was the shape question? Was it on TikTok or...
What?
The shape question?
Oh, yeah, it was on TikTok, yes.
TikTok? So, shape is the only thing you have. Everything is shapes when you're drawing. The reason is because this is a two-dimensional surface. Did I undo stuff?
Maybe, but it's fine.
This is a two-dimensional surface, which means the only thing that you have to use are shapes.
Yeah.
You can't use form
you
because
can't sculpt
it's all flat.
Physically. Yeah.
You have to create the illusion of 3D space through shapes.
Yep.
That's the thing about shapes. With drawing is that's everything. There is nothing but shapes. A line is a shape, a square is a shape, a triangle is a shape.
This right here is a shape. And it's a shape that I use quite often in like line work because it's an accelerated curve and it's a dynamic shape to accentuate the lines. Like, see, I put it right here. Right there. That's that specific shape. And line is also shape.
Yep. And so in 2D art, you use shapes to direct attention and create the illusion of different things that you understand, like an eye or hair or a hand.
Yep.
You create the illusion of 3D and objects, and you also direct the eye. So you actually have to use shapes to do a whole bunch of different things at the same time. You can direct the eye using lines, using pointers, using arrows.
Yep.
Right? One of the reasons that people do gesture drawing is because it focuses on using a simple, easy to understand shape to make the body and pose easier to understand. So every anime is based on shapes. Every single thing that you see is based on shapes.
Yep.
Not just anime. Everything.
Everything.
Everything you see is shapes. I mean, when you see the world around you, it goes in through your eyes and your brain turns it into shapes that you can understand.
Yep.
So all visual art rather, is about shapes.
When it comes to connecting a head to the shoulders and its body, what I mean by shapes is also merely parallelograms. I'm not really entirely sure if I understand what you're saying. Maybe like you're having trouble with how to connect forms together. When it comes to the human body, for example, like a lot of people like to simplify the head like an egg shape or egg form. Maybe we're saying shapes now, but hey, that's a shape. But then you add a cross section, and there you made it three-dimensional. A rib cage is basically shaped also like an egg, but it's like kind of upside down, or maybe that is right side up. It's thin on the top and gets wider at the bottom, and then when you connect them with a cylinder, it's kind of like a little tube. For example, that's connecting forms together. Any tips on how to draw eyes? What kind of eyes? Because I use boxes a lot. Yeah, you can use boxes. I use boxes a lot for my figure drawings and stuff. Sometimes I will switch between using more organic forms like egg shapes or something that's a bit more not as boxy. But it really depends on the kind of vibe that I'm going for. Most of the time for torsos, I will use boxes of some degree. Sometimes I'll kind of bend them a little bit. Sometimes I won't make them completely boxy. But for the most part, they will have multiple sides. With hand proportions. Hand proportions are fun.
I kind of like the shape topic.
Yeah, let's do it. We can continue on that rabbit trail. I'll talk a little bit about hand proportions if you still gotta find out how to explain some things.
No, I was good. I was just reading comments.
Oh, okay, okay.
Book 1 and Book 2 are power duo. I'm really enjoying the 2 books. Awesome. We started planning Book 3 today.
Yes.
How much is the course? What course? Which one? We have 2 live classes coming up, and we have a recorded year-long program as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we started planning Book 3, and I'm excited about it. How do I adjust the pressure of the pencil? It'd be up in the gear. Number 1 is you have to have an Apple Pencil that is compatible with your iPad. There's no way to get pressure sensitivity, as far as I know, if you do not own an Apple Pencil that is compatible with your iPad with pressure sensitivity.
Mm-hmm.
So you first and foremost you have to make sure that that's the case. But then you go to settings, pressure and smoothing,
and preferences
all the way down here.
Mm-hmm.
And just find what works best for you.
Yeah.
But this is the curve that we use. The reason that we use this curve is because down here it handles light pressure very well, and as you press harder, it starts to get darker faster, so you don't have to press really, really, really hard to get a dark line. I would say this is kind of requires a little bit more of a advanced touch. You have to be good at controlling pressure sensitivity if you want to be able to do that, but it helps avoid wrist strain.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe some regulars haven't seen that curve, but that's our curve. I learned it from a figure drawing artist named Lane Brown.
I remember that, yeah.
It blew my mind. He was like, yeah, I always make my pressure sensitivity curve like an exponential curve because it makes light touches work really well, and it makes it get dark fast, so you don't have to press super, super hard to get a dark line.
Right. And it works great for me because I can tend to be heavy-handed.
Yeah. It's very, very good. It works in any program with a pressure sensitivity curve.
Mm-hmm.
Need to buy the book because I want to explore anatomy a little more. Awesome.
Oh, for sure. Book 1's great for that, and also Book 2 also covers a lot of anatomy as well.
Yep. Oh, if you want to cover hands, I can cover ellipses afterwards.
Sure. I'll cover some hand proportions really quick. So the way how I figure out hand proportions is, first I'll talk about like hand lengths and head in terms of head measurements. So let's say you have a head and you've drawn it, and you're like, okay, well now how big is this hand, or how big should I make the hand in comparison to the head? So what you would do is you would find your eye line, which is basically halfway. Take this length and divide it in half. This is your eye line. Well, this is a good song. A little bit above that is your brow, and you take this measurement plus the bottom, divide that section in half, and there's your nose, or the bottom of your nose. Maybe it's a little bit higher depending on the person, but. So this is basically roughly where your nose is. And then you're going to take this measurement from the top of the head to the bottom of the nose, and that is approximately the size of your hand. So, could be about to your forehead. So if you take your own hand, you place the base of the bottom of your chin, place it up here. It's about that high. And you place it one more, top of your head to the bottom of the nose. It's basically about pretty accurate, actually. So what I would do is I will draw like a figure, or I'll draw a body like this. For example, I have my hand on the hip or something like that. And then I'll be like, okay, can I check? How do I check if this size is correct? I will take this approximate length, just kind of bring it up to the head and just check it like that. That's one way that you can do it. Mm-hmm. Another way is to kind of just be a little bit more isolated. So you can draw your hand by just drawing a line, dividing that in half. This is the top of your palm. This is the bottom of your palm. And the rest is your fingers. So this length right here is your middle finger, the length of your middle finger. So if you take your length here and drag it down, it's about the same length, palms facing down. And then that's a really easy way to get some really pretty accurate hand proportions. Once again, this changes depending on the person. But that's what I use all the time. I just use a line and I just divide it in half, and that's like a good way to do it for me.
It's a good tip for measuring drawing hands. Yeah,
Thank
it's
you.
Pretty much standard.
It is standard.
Figure drawing.
Yeah.
If you take any professional figure drawing class, this is pretty much the proportional method you'll learn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you take any figure drawing class, for the most part, it's going to be top of the head to the bottom of the nose is a hand length. Go down one more, that's the pit of the neck. You take this entire measurement and bring it down one more. That's the rib cage. You come down, you bring it down so it's like that.
Yep.
Rib cage, and then you bring it down one more. That is the bottom of the pubic bone, and then the pelvis is going to be in there. So that is hand measurements for an 8 head tall figure. And then if you're drawing anime, you can always just make this head a bit bigger if you want.
Yeah.
See?
Hey, it's an anime head.
You can do anime.
Yep.
But all the other proportions would remain relatively the same.
Readily wants to ask you a question, but they forgot your name.
Colton, my name is. Hello, all. Hello, Abel Redonet.
Oh, hello. Thank you for the follow.
I'm sorry, I don't know if I said that right. Thank you for the follow. Gus, thank you for the follow. But yeah, Anatomy Talk, count me in. Awesome.
Oh, man. We teach a lot of anatomy. In fact, we're actually going to be teaching a live class on anatomy and figure drawing.
Yeah.
Coming in June. June 14th, right?
Yep. So, you take this measurement, which is those 3 boxes, right? Those 3 units, and you double it. You double it down. Did I do that right?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
This is generally the height of your figure.
Hey, Tuna.
Terrible at drawing from this angle.
Well, when we switch, you'll be able to draw a lot better.
Here you go. You can do the legs, but it's double.
Yep. Let's give her a
that
cute
is
pose.
That's cute. It's like
Mickey
that.
pose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
And for the most part, most of my figures actually start like this before I do like a full-on illustration, because it's just the simplest.
Is there a colons? Is there a place I can see? No one's gonna let me let that slide. Is there a place that you can see my environment work? Yeah, if you want to see my environment work, I can show you. I have an art station, but I can also just bring it up on my iPad if you want.
Art
how
station.
do you do this without measuring practice? Yeah, so basically you do it so many times by measuring that you just instinctively get to the point, right? I would recommend like 30 minutes of gesture drawing a day, warm up, and do a whole bunch of figure drawing practice. Like if you think about it, think about like writing something by hand. Like you write by hand so much that you no longer really have to think about the letters, you just do it.
Yeah.
Figure drawing kind of gets like that.
It really does. Well, I was just doing some figure drawing for one of our for one of our new videos on bodies, and that I really start the same way like this, where I've done it so many times where I just start with with the rib cage and the pelvis and the pelvis measurement, like that's all I do, and then I'll just keep on adding and adding. I'll be like, okay, well here's my head roughly, I can take this measurement and just drop it down 2 more times, and I've done it so many times that it's memorized. So yes, you will be able to memorize it. You just got to know a system, whatever system that works best for you.
Yeah. Croquis, Croquis, like Croquis Cafe. Yes. That's a good website. Live model classes are definitely the best. A lot of people don't have access to them, and they're kind of expensive sometimes. But if you have the opportunity to sneak into an art college that does live figure drawing and forge a student ID card, that's probably the best way.
Yeah.
But if you can't do that, I would definitely recommend live figure drawing is definitely the best.
My name is Christina, and yes, I do have an art station as well. Here's my art station. I'll just write it down real quick. Readily, are you new? Maybe you have been here before, if you know us.
Yeah, when I was at Art Center, and even after I left Art Center, I still had my student ID, and I was able to get into the building.
I think I still have
didn't
my
actually
ID.
forge any ID.
You just used
got
it.
in. I just used my old ID. I wasn't a student anymore, but they didn't really care.
Changes poses every minute.
Yeah, they usually do like sets where they're like, they'll do 30-second poses, they'll do 1-minute poses, they'll do 5-minute poses, and then they'll usually end with like a 20-minute pose or something. I guess it depends on the structure of the class itself, but yeah, live model classes are always the best.
Which body parts would you guys recommend for connecting them together? I draw them separate realistically, but not together. I would say just try to put them together. Try your best because it's not going to happen unless you practice a lot. So it's going to look wonky at first.
Which body parts would you guys recommend for connecting them together? You would practice figure drawing as a whole. So like you can study the individual limbs and body parts separately, but you also want to do plenty of figure drawing, which focuses like on the holistic. The holistic.
And that is, covering proportions and blocking it in and stuff.
Yeah, but individual studies of limbs and stuff is great.
I mean, what you can even do is you can set your figure up so that it's ready for that holistic approach. And then when you're ready for the pose, you can then start piecing it together one by one. So for instance, maybe you focus on the torso first and focus on the anatomy for that specific pose or the proportions and stuff. And that's what I do. I'll start off with the torso for the most part with the pelvis and the rib cage. And then after that, I'll move on to arms or legs and stuff like that. That's something that I do as well.
Christina sculpts. She's tried sculpting before.
I've tried sculpting. It's hard.
Yeah.
But the more you draw, it's actually not that bad.
It
takes some time getting used to.
I had to sculpt in ZBrush for work professionally, and I had only had a couple days to relearn ZBrush. It was rough.
Oh.
But that was when I was on Anthem, remember? I had to sculpt all those suits in ZBrush, and they gave us a 5-hour long tutorial that one of the people made, because EA wanted everybody to switch over to ZBrush for concept art, and a lot of the people on the job didn't know ZBrush.
Yeah. So they had to go through this kind of really quick tutorial
by
some really good artist.
A tutorial by a guy who taught himself ZBrush. It was an interesting project. Up till then, we were just doing 2D.
Jaw lines. Jaw lines for guys are angular, so think of it like a little puzzle piece. So it's not, feminine jaw lines will have more of a subtler curve, but it'll still have this stepping stair kind of shape to it.
ZBrush.
And always make sure that with the jawline, there's always going to be room for the back of the head, or else it's not going to look like a jawline anymore. Hey, Benji.
ZBrush. Funny enough, I did a lot of ZBrush work for environments and stuff.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, all of these were in ZBrush.
Wow.
Every one of these were in ZBrush. It was the only 3D modeling tool I had when I was in a school. So I just built them all with primitive forms in ZBrush. I built every single one of these. I didn't even know what a polygon was. I know now what a polygon is, of course, but I built all of these. I didn't even know what a polygon was.
I didn't even know either.
And then I learned Modo. This one's in ZBrush as well. This was ZBrush and Keyshot.
Oh, I thought that was Modo.
No, Modo. I built the second one in Modo. I rebuilt it in Modo. Yeah, but for concept art, it doesn't matter because I'm just producing 2D images, right? So my topology doesn't matter because the final result was about the 3D.
Can you drop ZBrush tutorials?
That you don't want my ZBrush tutorial.
You don't want my ZBrush tutorials either.
I think that crane that I just showed you had 8 million polygons. Not even kidding. It's because it was all just insert meshes. And I never worked as a 3D artist. I have since learned poly modeling, high poly, low poly, substance painter, baking and stuff like that. But back then I was 19, and I was just those got me hired as a concept artist, by the way. I built a lot of stuff in ZBrush. I built this, funny enough, all of this stuff.
Yeah, I think we'll be covering some perspective today. Colton will, at least.
All of this, I built that in ZBrush. I used Keyshot to turn it into a line work, and then I drew over it, and then I painted it by hand. And this piece right here got me one of my first professional jobs, the train garage. So when I tell you that to get hired in concept art, all you need is a good portfolio, I'm not kidding.
Mm-hmm. Someone's asking about how to draw different types of noses, and then how to connect it to the lips. I'll do it really quick, but what I would do is I will mark out where the bottom of my nose is, and then basically anything kind of works in here. You have your nose bone right out here, so keep this intact, and then whatever shape comes after it, whether if it's a hooked nose, make sure it just ends at where you imagined it to end, or it could be, something a little bit longer, like that, or maybe a little bit shorter, whichever, upturned, low, under, I don't know, so hooked. Either way, it's fine as long as it ends at this point that you've set.
Mm-hmm. Glenn Vilppu has a really great lesson on noses.
Oh, really? What did he say?
He talks about that. He has like these number of dots, and you can basically push and pull them, kind of like vertices, and you can design really interesting nose shapes just by connecting those dots and then connecting them from the top to the bottom.
Wow.
Should I get iPad or laptop plus drawing tablet? It is totally up to you. Some people really prefer laptop and drawing tablet. Other people like the iPad. It just depends on your personal preferences. Nothing right or wrong with either of them. I would say the iPad's probably easier to transport and sketch on the go, but a laptop and tablet is probably more flexible if you're in certain lines of work. It just depends. They're both good. I've been a concept artist before. What projects have you worked on? I was a freelance concept artist for a long time. I worked on PUBG maps. I worked on Call of Duty Black Ops 4. I worked on EA's game Anthem. I worked on Guild Wars 2. It was all contract work. I wasn't in-house. I turned down in-house job offers because I didn't want to move. What else? It wasn't concept art, but I did Bakugan cards. Regulars know most of this. Bara. Are you asking questions about classes?
We can answer them.
You live in U.S. or Canada? I live in the U.S. Yeah, we run 2 live classes. There will be a total of 6 classes. Yes, we have 2 live classes starting. There's a figure drawing and anatomy class starting on June 14th. There's a costume and clothing drawing class starting on June 15th, which is Sunday. And they're both 6 weeks long. You get your work critiqued, your homework critiqued every single week. It'll be live on Zoom. You can ask questions during class. You will get your work critiqued as long as you turn something in. You'll be able to watch the live replays afterwards, so if you miss a class, you'll still be able to watch it, and you will be able to download all of the lessons as well.
Yes.
We keep the lessons all up for about a month, so you can download them onto your computer, go back to watch them anytime. Have you watched Attack on Titan? All but the last season.
Yeah, all but the last season. For some reason, we always stop at the last season.
I don't know what it is. I think our attention span is absolutely fried because of TikTok. But I think we just...
I don't know.
It's good.
It's good. It's great. Yeah, I just don't know why we stopped at...
It's TikTok brain.
Yeah, well,
Mickey brain.
Well, Mickey brain. Well, we watched it once and we stopped at season 3, and then we're like, let's watch it again, and then we also stopped at season 3, so we never ended up finishing it.
There's mixed opinions on this topic. There is no topic that exists in the history of mankind that did not have mixed opinions.
Oh yeah, every topic has a mixed opinion.
Ba ba ba. Yes, it's the song chat.
This is the way I draw abs really quick, and then Colton, you can talk about some perspective and ellipses.
Chat's favorite song.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know this song was gonna be such a.
It's just catchy. It sounds very chat-like, you know. So abs, obviously it's not like this, or else it kind of looks like a tic-tac-toe or like a waffle, whatever. Some people call it waffle abs, some people call it tic-tac-toe abs. I don't really know. But this is very flat, and the reason is because there's a lot of, the concept of it is correct, because, you're splitting it into 4 packs, but it doesn't have that much volume. So what I would do is I would draw my center line and immediately use curves. I would have it come out and then go in. This is kind of like the dip for like your belly button, and then it comes out for the pubic area.
You want it up a little bit, Chad?
What? Oh, the
I need
music.
to figure out a better solution to the audio on TikTok, bruh.
And then what happens is that the abs are also situated at kind of like the corners of, you'll take the corners of the rib cage, and then you'll drop it down, almost like a dagger shape. It gets wide. It's wider towards the top, and it gets thinner towards the bottom. And then sometimes all you really need to do is just this. Like, that just kind of looks like very simple abs that you don't really need to draw the packs for. Like, I honestly, me personally, I don't like to see abs like super, super defined. I like to see them a little bit more subtle. So a lot of artists, rather than drawing, every single pack like this, which is, and anatomically, in terms of like studies and stuff, I would do this. But for artistically, a lot of people like to kind of just imply the sides like that and kind of just indicate, because abs can accidentally look way too intense, so artists like to simplify it a little bit more. They break up the lines and stuff.
You can learn a lot by studying how artists interpret different things.
Well, it's very good. They'll go to the obliques, which is these little muscles right here, not little, your side muscles, and they'll just add little hatching, just like that. But they know what they're doing. So, yeah. It's our job to fake reality and art so you can become creative when working on bodies. Yeah. Simplifying reality. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Oh, that's funny. So, people are saying backgrounds. Would you like to switch?
Backgrounds. I'm supposed to cover...
Well, backgrounds or ellipses, whatever perspective.
I'm supposed to cover ellipses.
Okay, well, we'll cover some ellipses.
All right, see you, Wendy.
Bye.
Okay, I owe a couple people an ellipse tutorial because I said I would earlier. Because some people were doing cylinders, and I was like, maybe I'll cover ellipses a little bit. Let me put this on.
Hey, Junior.
Ellipses. So, ellipses are circles in perspective. So, you've got a circle. Pardon me not being able to draw a perfect circle, all right? It's relatively circular, even though it's a little messy.
Yeah, honestly, aside from the wobble, it looks pretty perfect.
So, when a circle gets looked at a different angle, not from directly the top, it squishes into an ellipse. And this ellipse, right, let's just say that this is a cylinder, all right? And the top of this is a perfect circle, but we're looking at it at an angle, all right? That is the concept of an ellipse. There is the minor axis and there is the major axis. I said that backwards, sorry. There's the major axis and there's the minor axis. The major axis does not matter that much. The minor axis matters a lot. The reason that the minor axis matters a lot is because it points at your vanishing point. All right? If I have a cylinder in perspective and I have a vanishing point down on the end, here's my vanishing point.
Oh, you can't see that. There you go.
My minor axis will always point towards that vanishing point. That's how you know your circle, your whatever, circle, ellipse, cylinder is in perspective. Now, when drawing an ellipse, a lot of people will start with a line. You'll line your arm up with this line, right? So you want your arm to be parallel to this line, and you can kind of ghost and basically draw an ellipse that cuts through that line. This is actually one way to practice ellipses. See, mine's a little bit off, but it's relatively okay. All right? So if you're doing this traditionally, the way to do this is you fold the piece of paper to see if the sides match up. So side A and side B should match up pretty much perfectly if you want to make a good ellipse, all right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it needs to be even on both sides. Well, you don't want it to be like this.
Well, yeah, but I was like...
Yeah, so like if you put a cut line in this cylinder and it goes down here, that cut line, it doesn't matter. It just intersects the middle, right? It could be here, it could be there. It doesn't matter.
That's cool.
The minor axis is always going to, bisect the ellipse and point towards your vanishing point. This is important. All right. So that's one thing that's important to drawing ellipses. So ellipses are actually calculated in degrees, like temperature.
Oh, or
No.
like geometry.
Like geometry. Woohoo. Degrees. Protractors. So.
Right angles.
I heard that all ellipses are ovals, but not all ovals are ellipses. Probably. Okay. So. I'm standing here. All right. Here's me.
Why is it called minor axis if it's super important? Seems like it should be major axis.
It's the little one.
It's a little one.
Yes. I am standing here. I'm standing on the ground. This is a side view. There is a hole in the ground like this. It's a perfectly round hole. It's like a manhole, all right? From the top, it looks like this. Right? You can see the bottom and you can see the top.
We use the iPad Pro 13-inch.
So this is a circle, all right? And this is a circle. I'm looking at this cylinder in side view, and then I can just break this apart and just be like, this is what the hole looks like, all right? It kind of looks like this. Does that make sense? All right. Perpendicular to this is a 90-degree angle, right? This makes a 90-degree angle. If you are looking at this, here's your camera. If you were looking at this from straight above, you would be looking directly down at the circle. What does that mean? It means you would see a circle. So 90-degree ellipse is just a circle. Right? You're looking at a can. You're looking at the glass. Look, here's a glass.
90 degrees?
You're looking at this perpendicularly, so you get a circle. Now, if you are looking at this from the side, if your camera, let's just say, is right here. I'm not going to tip this glass over, but I could find something else. Maybe this thing. Circle. Flat. This is just a line, right? So if I'm looking at this, don't ignore the bottom one, all right? If I'm looking at this from a 90-degree angle, it's a circle. If I'm looking at it from the side, it is a straight line. So equals line. That is 0 degrees, right? It's 0 degrees. It's an angle that has come in so far that it's just collapsed on itself, and it's 0 degrees. So 90 degrees is a circle, and 0 degrees is a line, right? So I love it. I love it if people come in and are just like, that's not true, and I'm like literally showing it on camera. Like, circle, line. Does that make sense? All right. So if I take a circle, let me just draw a square really quick. So a circle fits inside of a square, right?
That's not true, JK.
So a circle fits inside of a square, and it touches each side right on the edge, all right? Now again, I know I can use Procreate to help me draw a perfect circle. I'm not really interested in it. I think it's more fun to try to do this.
It's like a game. Try to get it perfectly.
It's a game.
Hey, Gotcha Sheep. It's been a while.
All right. A circle fits inside of a square. It touches the edges, right? A square is even. It's equal. A is equal and B is equal in length. So what happens if I'm looking at this from a 45-degree angle, right? This angle right here is 45 degrees, right? 45 degrees. Well, if 0 degrees is flat and 90 degrees is a square or a circle, right? It fits inside of a square. Then 45 degrees is probably going to be half of a square, right? I've come down halfway between a square and a line. So then I'm going to take this, the midpoints, and I'm going to connect. I'm going to connect that. This is a 45-degree ellipse because it's come down halfway. And now every single degree of ellipse is measured this way. That's how you find the degree of an ellipse. Let's try it. I'm coming here. Jesus, this is going to be ridiculous if this doesn't work very well. Here's flat. And if I come about halfway, right, there's that 45-degree ellipse. How do I do this?
Do you do that?
How do I do this? It's kind of like that, right? Sort of like right about there. Right about there. It fits in like that, right? Because I've tilted this 45 degrees, right? It's like this. There we go.
Tilting
Just like
it.
that. You tilt it. And then what I like to do in my head is I like to go, all right, I'm looking at this soda can.
Yep, that's how you spell it.
I'm looking at this soda can. What degree am I looking at it from, right? Where is my camera in regards to this circle? Am I looking at it low? Am I like right here? And I'm like kind of next to the can? Or am I looking at it and I'm like almost above the can where it looks like that, right? This is going to change the angle of my ellipse. All right. And so when I'm drawing ellipses, when I'm freehanding ellipses and cylinders, in my head, I'm going, I practice this a bunch of times, right? I'm like, and again, here's the minor axis right here. And I know that the minor axis splits the ellipse. And then that points back at my vanishing point. And my vanishing point may be...
Major axis is for the vertical one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And my vanishing point may be pretty far away. So, number 2, this makes cylinders harder. This guy is looking at this from this degree, but imagine this is like a deep hole, right? Imagine, I won't pull it down anymore.
Oh, Lanito the Bear, thank you for the TikTok and the 2 roses. Thank you so much.
This degree on the bottom of the hole is wider than this degree on the top of the hole, which means if I'm looking at a soda can, this degree and this degree will be different. The bottom one is actually going to be a larger degree. Now, I need like a better cylinder, don't I? Do we have anything around here that's like a cylinder? Let me think. I guess I could do this. It's kind of sucks, so it's kind of see-through.
So, yeah.
See, look. Top one's flat, bottom one's an ellipse.
Yep.
Top one, now look.
You can actually see to be fair, you
What?
can actually see the
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can
Yeah.
see the bottom. The
Yeah, you
top
see the
one is
bottom.
flat. The bottom one, you can see the ellipse.
Yeah.
I can reverse it. The bottom one is flat. The top one, you can see the ellipse. Because the angle it's looking at this is different than the angle it's looking at this. All right? It's just a little thing. It's like a little tweak that you can do to your cylinders. It'll make them better, right? So, I'm not really going to talk about camera lenses because camera lenses actually change this. Like this cylinder. Let me think about how to explain it exactly. This cylinder could basically be this, or the cylinder could be this, depending on the camera lens that you're using, depending on how close your camera is. So for example, if my camera is really, really close, you can see that the top ellipse and the bottom ellipse are very different. Like this bottom one is much larger than this top one. But as I move this further from the camera, you'll notice that the top ellipse and the bottom ellipse are actually more like this right one again. That has to do with the how wide of a camera you're looking at in it. It's a little bit advanced for this. I'm kind of just giving the basics on cylinder, but just keep that in mind. All right. So anyways, wide.
magic trick. Yep.
This is wider and this is longer in terms of lens. Camera lens. If you're a photographer, you probably know what I'm talking about with long and wide lenses. Yeah, if you have a wider lens, I'm exaggerating here. Then, and the reason is this. Actually, I could explain the exact reason. You've got this. Let's do this. You've got this, and you've got this.
Hello.
So, hole in the ground, that's perfectly round. Side view. Here I am standing. Actually, let's do this. I'm standing like this. And this one, I'm standing like this. And I have a hole in the ground that's perfectly round, right? This is like a manhole. So if you look at this, if I'm closer to this, the degree difference between this one and this one is going to be like an acute angle and an angle like this, right? This one's way narrower than that one. But if I'm further away, let me just use the iPad to make this line because it's such a stupid angle. There we go. If I'm further away, this angle and this angle are more similar, right? It's like that, and then this one's just like a little bit wider. See? Depending on where I'm looking at this from, that's why this happens. If I'm closer, it's a bigger difference. If I'm further, it's a smaller difference.
Question. So these angles right here,
Yeah.
that could basically just be a box.
Huh?
This is the top of the box. This doesn't that look like the top of the box?
It wouldn't have anything to do with this.
Oh, okay.
I don't think.
Oh, oops.
Now I have to think about that because it actually might. I may have to experiment with that. But anyways, wider lens, right? Why? Because I'm seeing a wider area. Longer lens because I'm seeing a less wide area. Look at this angle now versus this angle. The top one is a smaller angle. This is literally like the camera lens. This is how camera lenses work. If you have a wide lens, you're seeing more. If you have a long lens, you're seeing less. But anyways, you can come back and watch this later if you're confused, and hopefully you'll get some help from it. So every time that I'm drawing ellipses, obviously, this is going to change if there's a soda can and it's like facing the guy like this. But if you're looking at it from this way on the ground, you just want to think about that, okay? What else about ellipses? One thing to practice, one thing that's really good to practice is being able to draw boxes that have perfectly square sides in perspective. It's quite difficult.
Maybe you can talk about why learning ellipses is important.
Learning ellipses is important because it allows you to draw cylinders.
And cylinders.
And cylinders are one of the basic forms. I don't know what.
I don't know. Maybe it's just like we suddenly got into ellipses, and maybe we were like, maybe we should kind of connect it. Be like, oh, once you know ellipses, then you can do.
Once you know ellipses, then you can do
X, Y, Z.
Ellipses. But yeah, this isn't really perfectly square, but the gist of it is basically.
You can draw tires with these.
Yeah, it allows you to draw tires. It allows you to draw soda cans. It allows you to draw all kinds of stuff.
That includes a cylinder.
Yes. Basically.
Quoted stuff maybe says.
Right? Minor axis. Minor axis actually points that direction, so you can see that my ellipse is actually kind of weird here. So the minor axis is going to be in the middle, and it's going to be, again, going back towards the vanishing point, right? It's going to be going back that way. So my minor axis, and then I'm not bad at this. Hold up.
Do they help raise a family?
I don't know. This is a very bad ellipse. My apologies. Minor axis this way is going to point towards that vanishing point, right? So there's the middle, and it's going to be like this. I'm so bad right now.
It's okay.
There we go.
There we go.
Right? And then this is just 2-point perspective, so all these are vertical, so that's the minor axis on top, and it'll kind of be like that. All right? So if you are able to draw perfect cubes, which is very hard, I would recommend studying Rubik's cubes. But there you go.
Are great.
Well, so wider and longer. And one thing that I see pop up over and over and over again is when people are drawing cylinders, they tend to draw the same one over and over. So, Christina, remember that would happen with like your arms and figures?
I feel like I still do that sometimes.
Is like they would always make this cylinder the exact same degree. A lot of people do this.
Yeah.
This one, much more squished. This one,
cylinder personality types?
much less squished. Right? So degrees larger, degrees less, middle, more. So if you find that you're doing figure drawing and you like drawing people,
cylinder.
Think about these cylinders and what direction they're facing. Honestly, this one actually has to go back a little bit. And then this one has to go forward. So there we go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. It has to go like
I mean, otherwise his hand
like...
would be floating off of his body quite a ways.
That's true.
Right? And then, of course, there's like this. And then there's...
So what would you recommend someone learn first if they have 0 drawing skills?
What did you recommend someone learn first if they have 0 drawing skills? Honestly, just get a sketchbook and have fun. Just try drawing stuff. Draw leaves, trees, animals, no expectations. If you're afraid, just get a new sketchbook at the top of every single page. Just go, just write with like Sharpie, like this is a bad drawing. And you just give yourself permission to fail and have fun and fall in love with experimenting and drawing, and try to draw cubes and try to draw cylinders and try to draw dogs and people and animals. That's what I recommend to complete beginners who want to learn drawing. I recommend try to fall in love with drawing just by giving yourself no expectations.
I agree.
A lot of people go to really hardcore art and design schools and end up burning out during the school. They get really good at drawing and then they don't even enjoy it anymore. That happened to me with a while. Mm-hmm. Does this count as an optical illusion? Pretty much all drawing is an illusion. It's the illusion of form on a 2-dimensional surface. This is flat, like it's an iPad, right? It's just a flat. So all of it is an illusion. Anything that you draw is an illusion that is supposed to represent something. But yeah. That's the basics of cylinders. Let me think. Is there anything else with cylinders? Not really. Cylinders and ellipses.
Says, and don't buy those how to draw manga books unless it's these guys or
that's
or
funny.
Ones that actually show. Thank you. Thank you. That's very flattering.
So, how do you practice this? I like to do bendy straws. This is actually an assignment in our anime art school.
Yes.
Draw a cylinder. And then, keeping this the same width, draw another cylinder.
Hi, Ash.
All right. Of a different degree. And then you can connect this like this. And then you draw rings. And what's going to happen is this ellipse right here is going to bend over and connect to this ellipse right here, like a noodle. All right. And you're going to have an ellipse, and it's going to be like this, and it's going to eventually get to a point where it just flattens out, and then it's going to start going the other way. All right. So this is this side, but this is the other side.
It's like
all
a
right.
bent knee.
Yeah. So we have this.
Junior Pinito had a question. How often would you say someone that's learning should practice a week? 3 times a day, 4 times? What's optimal?
Depends on your goals, and it depends on how much time you have, and it depends on how fast you want to improve. It depends on a lot of stuff. It's very difficult to give advice like that because I could give you a certain advice, and it would completely burn you out, and you'd quit art. But for another person who's in a completely different situation and mindset and lifestyle, maybe it doesn't burn them out, and maybe you know what I'm saying. So it's like it's really difficult to say. I'm hesitant to give advice like that because I may end up hurting you more than I help you. Aww. So anyways,
do y'all have animation classes? We don't. Basically all of our classes focus on drawing, but if you want to do like 2D animation, you would need to know how to draw. So we teach drawing.
Yep. And there's that middle one, and then this starts bending around, and there's one of them. And really try to get that feeling of that ellipse in there, all right? And then let's just say there's another one, and maybe it's going out. It's a little bit small. Maybe it's going out this way, and it's going away from us. Like this. And then we'll connect this over, and we'll connect that over. And again, we have that middle one.
Oh, it's like a slinky.
Yeah, it's like it's very much like a slinky.
We should get one for ellipse practice.
Yeah. Right, and then that goes over.
Kashi.
And this goes over there, and then that bends. So I like to call this assignment Bendy Straws, and it's a really, really, really good ellipse assignment, all right? And you can even have one that's like still coming towards you. They don't all have to change directions.
Any tips on how to draw faces? we do cover how to draw faces quite a lot in this in these streams. Actually, if you go to our YT channel, we actually have a stream that's labeled heads and faces, so you can look at that stream on our channel and check it out. I'd suggest checking out Line of Action if people are interested in improving at their own pace. I heard of Line of Action.
Line of Action? You mean the figure drawing website Line of Action?
Yeah, I think that's the only one I know. Thought you were drawing hamster tubes. That's funny.
Yeah, so basically hamster tube.
Asking, are you related to Mr. Clean?
I wish.
I wish.
I wouldn't be doing this if I was. Let's just say that. I'd be living on a beach somewhere.
Wouldn't be nice.
So this is a good assignment to practice your ellipses and your cylinders. Is just turn them into bendy straws. Right? It's also great to do boxes like this. It's basically the cylinder version of that air duct assignment, the bendy boxes.
Oh, thanks. I always hesitate saying your name because it's funny. I eat children. I told my friend about you two and your community. Thank you. I hope they like us.
Yeah, we don't do any animation classes.
No. I mean, it would be really awesome if we did, but we would have to practice a bunch in order to make a class.
Yeah.
Thank you for the follow.
That is
Apple user.
That is plenty. And if you want homework, I know some of you do like 5 of these with, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4,
homework, huh?
5. Do 5 of these with 7 tubes each. No, you don't have to do this, chat. Jeez. But for those of you who want to, that's the homework. 5 of these with 7 tubes each is a good start to try. I know some of y'all are always asking for homework. What do I do? Homework. But yeah, so that's the ellipse and cylinder lesson that I was going to talk about. So
Bara says, I fear it takes too long to get good at drawing.
It
does take a long time, but it's like the long game.
It depends on what your goal is. I mean, if you just love art, then you get better automatically. If your goal is to get to a certain level, then, and that's all that drives you, then it's not all that fun. But if you just like drawing on a daily basis, then it's fun. It's like driving to get to a destination versus driving because you like driving. Like, the person who likes driving is always going to go further. But
says,
that's how I do
my
it.
first day to this class.
I thought this
and
was
it
a
won't be your
math
last.
lesson. Nice. I like to focus on just trying to enjoy making art rather than trying to reach a goal. I think goals are good. Like, don't get me wrong. I think it's good to want to get to a certain level. I think there's like a healthy balance on the scale of pushing yourself to get better. It's almost like people who go to the gym to stay fit versus people who go to break their records. Like, I think there's a lot of merit in both. And I think there's like a balance. And the way that I've described it before was artsy oriented and improvement oriented. So just something to think about, right? Are you more art oriented where you just enjoy creating, or are you improvement oriented where you're trying to improve and beat who you were yesterday? I think both are great. It's just maybe ask yourself the question, which one are you?
Maybe like have different modes as well. Like, can I switch to this or can I switch to that? Like, maybe if you are always focused on improving and you're burning out, maybe you should switch to, hey, I need to actually just enjoy the moment mode.
Yeah, it's really easy to focus on one and forget about the other.
I tend to be the enjoying art too much more than the improvement, but I try to get in my vegetables,
Yeah. Like, it gets really difficult when you're in art school and you have to get hired when you graduate and you're not enjoying it. Like, that's what happened to me. It's like I was 19. I went to a school. It was a 1-year program. We worked super, super, super hard, long hours every day. And I had to get hired when I had to get hired. What time for class tomorrow? There's no class tomorrow.
We stream on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, though,
unless that's
5 p.m. Pacific.
Unless that's like, oh, the homework.
You guys do a stream just drawing a full illustration.
I'd like to. We've been talking about it.
I'd like to. I think that'd be really fun.
Are you guys going to post this live on YouTube? It is already on YouTube.
Yes.
Every single stream is automatically stored on our YouTube channel. We're live there. And on YouTube, you can actually see the entire iPad as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not cut off. You can see this entire thing.
Yep.
In its full glory.
Art school seems like a grind. Some of them are.
It can be. But the grind is honestly fun, too.
I really love the grind. I loved going to art class.
Sense of purpose.
I loved going to figure drawing early in the morning.
Yeah, and you're working with other people who are in a similar mindset.
You get bread for breakfast.
I really enjoyed art school. I liked the grind. It was like a sense of purpose.
Yeah.
It was fun. Man, like going to school for concept art was awesome. You're like drawing
cool
imaginative worlds like all day, and you're like, you spend like 16 hours on an assignment and it's like a magic flute or something, or like a magic whatever, or like a dragon, or a wizard's office who's living in like the 1960s, and it's like a modern day wizard who has to keep his wizard stuff a secret. It's like, man, what would that look like? Can you zoom out? This is the canvas right here.
It's like a quest. Yep, it is like a quest.
It is. It very much is. I do
remember UK. I actually do.
Hello. Have you ever watched Geekcraft? I don't know what that is. Richard Hammond's house. My hamster is here. Hi, hamster.
Hi, hamster.
Hampy.
Hammy.
As an inspired cartoonist, do you guys have a video on body language and expressions and other art styles? I would say no, we don't specifically, but we have. There's a guy out there. His name's Wouter Tolp. I was looking for my pen. It was right here.
Avery Dandywood World. Dandy's World is your friend. Okay, I got you.
This guy.
Although we won't draw Baby Shark because we don't take those kind of requests.
Has really, really good cartoon character expression assignments. He's a designer. He worked on a bunch of animations and designed characters for them. Very good caricature artist, very good character designer. He has really good stuff. He has a lot of stuff on his Instagram. I would look this guy up. He has a website as well. If you want to get better at expressive drawing, if you want to get better at character stuff like that. I don't know the guy actually personally. He's really cool. I like his stuff a lot. Mm-hmm. And I've taken some classes by him on Schoolism. But look this guy up, like cartoonist.
I can't wait to graduate. I got 7 more days, and I'm going to college for art. Oh, awesome! That's exciting.
That is really fun. That's super fun.
Basically take all the figure drawing classes you can.
That's great. Post your homework in the Discord when you have a chance. Yes. There's also ellipse guide sets, by the way, but they can be kind of expensive.
Yeah, they can.
I think the one we had to get at Art Center was like $115 or $150 or something.
I'm glad I got your hand-me-down.
Yeah, you got my hand-me-downs. Where are those? They gotta be around here.
They're still in the house.
Where are they? We could show chat sometime.
I would have to find it, but I don't know where it is. I know it's probably in like an art box of some sort.
Yeah. You know, you do the same thing with bodies and stuff. You know, if you want to get good at drawing things at different angles. So one thing that I've been practicing a lot lately is controlling the angle that I draw boxes. So for example, chat, some of you have seen this. I talked about it the other day a little bit. You make a square and you divide it up into 16 squares. Is that 16 squares?
It looks like 16, yeah. 4, 4, 16, yep.
And these are ratios, right? So you can go, let's just say, if I want a box that has the ratio of
1 by 3 or something.
1 to 3 going this way, and what would this be? Just 1 to 3 probably. 1, 2, 3 going that way, meaning I'm seeing 3 parts of the front and I'm seeing 1 part of the top and 1 part of the side. Mm-hmm. There's a way to break it up. It's really interesting. These are called Krenz cubes.
Perspective.
Krenz cube. And this is just an assignment that helps you determine how much of the sides of the boxes you want the box you see. This is not like a perspective hack. This is like helping you visualize the ratio. So if I want to see most of the top and a little bit of the sides, and it's like half rotated, this would basically be, you know, 3, hold up, let's get the half, and then there's that, and then there's that. So about 2/3 down. But when it comes to this way, so you have 2/3 of the top, and then 50% of the side, and 50% of this side, right? So it's like 2 to 2, and 2, I guess I'll just put like a ratio, to 3. It can help you visualize how much of the side of the box you want to see. So you can start rotating cubes. Maybe I only want to see a little bit of the top of the box. So maybe I'll go 1 to 3, but then I want this one to be 2 to 2. So now I've rotated the box so I'm seeing less of the top, but the same amount of the sides. So I've essentially taken this 2 to 3 and I've converted it to a 1 to 3 going up and down, but I've kept it the same with the sides.
Thank you, Luna Nender, for the follow.
Or if I want to do, and I want to see the bottom, you know.
Hello, Zuzugaki.
I see one part of the bottom and 3 parts of the front, and I see one part of the left and 3 parts of the front. It's just a way to visualize. So what you really do is you just draw a square with a grid in it, and this is just helping you keep the ratio. This will help you keep the ratio. So let's just go, I want to see 3 parts of that.
How do I stop the 3/4 heads? Do you mean like how to stop drawing 3/4 heads and do other angles? Do this.
There you go, right? So now we have 3 parts of this, and it's rotated halfway. 2 parts of this, 2 parts of that.
Not to be confused with a diamond or whatever, like a, how do I say? Like, I mean, it's a tilted box, but it's rotated like this. It's not like a diamond box. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep. There we go. And then once you do that a lot, you can really start to go and control these a lot better. You just go, I want to see a little bit less of this side, but I want to see about the same amount of the top. Yeah, maybe that's better, right? So like I take this and I kind of rotate it. I take this and I just kind of rotate it this way. Sorry, I forgot how to draw an arrow for a second.
I think Dolly was asking earlier how to draw less stiff backgrounds.
Less stiff backgrounds? I mean, background design, it's trips you out because it's really the same as all the other design. If you can draw good hair strands, you can draw good backgrounds. You just have to learn how to like translate good shapes into background good shapes.
Shapes that are good for backgrounds?
Yeah, I like to keep things very simple. So, let me think.
We have a few TikToks on that, Johnny, and we also have a YouTube video on it. It's called How to Draw Both Eyes at Any Angle, and it's in an anime style.
This background, all I've really done is I've created these different points of interest. This yellow tree is quite interesting just because it kind of has a different design language to it. Crap, it's the wrong piece. Wrong piece. There it is. Right? Interesting tree with a different texture. I've got these 3 things to look at here, here, and here. I have my color harmonies set up. I've got leading lines coming in from these, from this right here, from this right here. Everything's kind of sent. All of my busiest textures and noises are kind of around this central area. And I've got this like triangular composition with these 3 mushroom rock things.
They look like morel mushrooms.
Yeah, all I've really done is I've put an object here.
Might need to move that over a bit.
Here. And here. And it creates a triangle between them. And this is a dynamic triangle, right? I've made sure that every one of these little mushroom rock things, I never decided what they were, is at a different height horizontally, right? This one on the right is lower than this one, right? I'll put the tip right there. Higher than this one. This one is at a different height. This one is at a different height.
Like how you changed the road on my drawing, Dolly.
This one's slightly lower, right? That just makes it a little bit more dynamic. And then all I've done is I've kind of gone in this area and just made like an interesting tree. Like, you know, when I really focused on like the form of it and everything. Sorry, my website is not very good at zooming for environments and stuff. Same thing here. Like, this is a really, really simple composition, right? I just have my area here that camera exposure is not working well. Sorry.
Well, you can see the details within the shadow a little bit.
Yeah, the camera doesn't always work well for this. I'll just go to another one, like this one here, right? This one's really, really, really simple. All I've got is my foreground is right here. All of my composition is kind of angled along this way, right? The boat in the middle is following that same angle. I've split this up into like a third, and a third. And I'm keeping these shapes interesting. So I've got my foreground, simple, midground, background. Foreground is context to where I am. Midground is my subject matter. Background is context of where I am in the world. And it just follows that composition. This is almost like a monochromatic piece. It's mostly blue and has like a little bit of pink, kind of like my shirt. It looks red, but it's actually pink. It's just because it's going through blue.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the same as my shirt.
Wise Guy Inc., thank you for the follow.
What else?
And Littlest Guy, thank you for the follow.
This one's really, really simple. It's just an environment. The subject matter is put behind the focal point. Or, sorry, the subject matter. The vanishing point is put behind the focal point. This piece is really simple. When in doubt, vanishing point creates natural leading lines. So you can put your vanishing point behind the subject matter, and it will automatically direct your eye to them. Look for it. You'll literally see it everywhere.
I never noticed that until
it's not cheesy.
It works.
Yeah.
Whatever works, do it.
Yeah, it's very common. One-point perspective creates natural leading lines. So all these lines are leading directly back to this.
Hello, egg shifts.
It's a really
How do you draw
piece.
cats? I don't draw cats. I wish I could. I mean, I could if I had a reference, but I would break it down.
Yeah, so if I'm planning a composition, Dahlia, first I want to make sure that it's like actually properly in perspective. Like with your piece earlier, the characters were in one perspective, but the background was in another. Your piece, the vanishing point was like, or the horizon line was like right there, and the vanishing point was like right here. But your background was kind of more like
facing direct, like almost 90 degrees
like
down.
Your vanishing point for the background was like way higher. And your characters, all I did was match the perspective of the characters. So I decided to go, you know, kind of like that instead. And then I just kind of made the road a bit more interesting and kind of like snake it off in the background, like put a hook on it. That's basically all I did.
I mean, the background, once again, you're using a lot of curves in the background.
Yeah, and I made the scale small. So like the plants and the grass, it was all the same size from top to bottom. But this is so much further away. I just simplified it, and I just got rid of the grass texture, and I kind of simplified all the flowers into like different patches of flowers. But then up front here, you could actually see the grass. I'm just talking to Dahlia about a piece that I painted over earlier. So I simplified all the grass in the back and turned it into like more implied grass further away and flowers. And then in the front, I actually showed the grass. So there was scale change from front to back.
Add people in there. Oh, that's so heckin' cute. Oh, I love that. Oh, that's so cute.
Yippee, let's go.
Let's go.
There you go.
That's so funny. I love that.
I mean, that's pretty much all I got right now.
Thank you for the follow.
This is a really, really good exercise. I didn't learn this at all in FZD. They never taught that.
No.
Like, it's easy to follow once you know perspective, but like, it's such a big deal. You just think like, okay, 50-50. And you know the funny thing is, it lines up perfectly with Will Weston's 1/3, 2/3, 50-50. Like, this is halfway and halfway. So like, this is a cube where you're looking directly at the corner. 50-50. If I wanted a cube that I wasn't, it was like tilted. Rotate it a bit. I would just shift this corner over to the left. And I usually start this by treating the top like it's a piece of paper. And I'll go.
Or imagine what buildings you can create by just drawing a bunch of pieces of paper, like scattered on the floor, and then just extruding them into boxes.
Yeah.
Poppy, I think, is roaming around. I think she woke up from her nap.
So I treat the top of the box like a piece of paper, and I just draw these rectangles at different angles, and then I just turn it into a box. So if I only want to see a little bit of the side, I do that. So it's like you basically draw them at different angles like that. That's a really good exercise to practice, by the way.
Dolly
You can
says,
find the vanishing points if you want. What?
Dolly says, I'm saving for your mentorship right now, so hopefully I can learn lots more about perspective backgrounds from you soon.
Awesome.
Yippee, mentorship. Hey, Moshi.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I was watching a video earlier. I knew about this before, but I don't know why I forgot about it. If you don't have the vanishing point.
Oh, is that what you're talking about with me earlier?
So we got the horizon line, right? We'll make it purple. And then we have the vanishing points on this side. Let's just say the vanishing point is right there. And let's say our left vanishing point is off the canvas. It's far down there. And we don't feel like finding it. I run out of paper. How do I find it? I can just decide this line is free. You can make it close or you can make it far. This first line is completely free because as long as it intersects this horizon line, it could be anywhere. It could be there. It could be there. It could be there. It doesn't matter. All you do, you put the first one down. You can put it on bottom or top. And then you go, but how do I find my convergence? Well, this distance,
halfway.
Duplicate it up. Dot, dot, dot. This distance, duplicate it up.
Wow.
All right. Then you can have it. There's another line. Find the half. I'm bad. There's another line. You can subdivide in order to get your convergence, right? And then all you have to do is just go down one more, right? Down one more. There you go. Duplicate it. There you go. Amazing. And then this one is red.
Thank you. This is actually a dress. Maybe I should have worn my pink shirt to match with him.
There's your perspective grid. There's a perspective grid. It's actually derived from the Brewer method. I don't think any of you have learned the Brewer method. Christina did the Brewer method.
I did.
But you don't remember it.
I don't remember it as much anymore.
It just uses calculations to do this to subdivide.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay.
All you
I
need.
think I'll do this more than I did the Baru grids.
Yeah.
But
It just uses this method, but you now no longer need your vanishing point because you can just subdivide. Now, obviously, if you want to draw something on this,
oh, hey, Swag.
you can go.
I have rehearsals tomorrow, so I'm not staying long. I'm gonna lock in and watch the VODs I've missed. Rehearsals are always fun.
Who said that?
Swag.
Nice.
Are you in choir?
There you go.
What if the horizon line is off the paper?
If the horizon line is off the paper,
Mm-hmm.
you don't really need it on the paper. It would still be subdivided. If the horizon line is off the paper, you would essentially have convergence on one side, convergence on the other side, and you do the same thing, right? You'd subdivide. So I'd take this line and I'd take this line and I'd find the halfway point between it, like here, and the halfway between it here, and I'd subdivide it. And then I'd do the same thing. Halfway point here and here, halfway point here and here, halfway point here and here. And then, yeah, you can duplicate this over and all that.
Makes sense. Dahlia says.
But you just want to find that convergence, and over time you just get a feel for it.
Mm-hmm.
Probably be higher. I'm not using draw through.
I love these swivel chairs. I can swivel now. And it makes things much more fun.
Yeah.
Can I get the water, please?
Not much left.
Not much, yeah. I'm going to refill it.
What I'm currently about to get to is drawing in like panoramic and red lemon and fisheye lenses, like getting better at it. I don't know how to draw in panoramic cameras. Like, there's people who know how to construct 360-degree perspective grids by hand, and I want to know the secret. So I've been going through some stuff to learn that. I'll teach it on stream sometime after I learn it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, Happy Doodles. How are you?
Hello. How's it going? Like, I know how they work, but I don't know how to construct them, especially freehand. There's some people who do some, like, life drawing, like, drawing in their sketchbook from life that draw these panoramic perspective grids. It's really really cool.
Nice cylinder. I just tried fisheye 4-point so hard. 4-point?
Fisheye 4-point?
I don't think there's. Well, I mean, there is 4-point, but I feel like 5-point is usually 5. Oh, wait.
It would just be
4-point.
5-point without a.
What am I saying?
Without one in.
Fisheye is usually 5-point.
Yeah, it's one. Well, it's first. It starts with 0, 0-point perspective. Then it's 1. Then it's 2. Then it's 3. Then it's 5. Then it's 6. But nobody draws with 6.
Oh, I like how you skipped the 4.
Yeah. Well, there's a. The reason is that it's 5 is because you have one left, right, up, down, and center. You'd always count the center one even if you don't draw it, but things are always getting further away from you.
Have you seen Gigi's animatics? They always do a 360 spin in their animations. It's like your signature thing. Oh, I never seen Gigi's animatics. That's cool. Ooh, look at that fisheye.
You could have perspective with 4 points, but if it's a fisheye, it'd be curvilinear or 5-point.
Hey, cereal.
And then they do some weird thing where it's like. This 6-point perspective is like, it's really interesting.
It's like a map.
Yeah, it looks like this.
Bro. Learning perspective is so hard. I keep trying to learn, but I just can't never get it right.
It looks like that. It's weird. 6-point perspective, funny enough, it's actually like, it's a circle. This is crazy, chat. This is the most ridiculous thing. 6-point perspective, the 6th vanishing point is the circle. It's really weird.
That's really weird.
But nobody draws in that. It's a way to... The way that it works is like, when you're looking, right, you're standing here. Where do I even go? I filled up the whole page. Right here. You're standing here, right? The world around you is a sphere. There's 360 degrees around you in every direction. There's an X, Y, and Z axis. Left, right, up, down, front, back. 5-point perspective is you're looking up, you're looking down, you're looking left, and you're looking right, and you're looking front at the same time. Each of these is a vanishing point. 6th is behind you. And so if we want to map this out, right? It looks like this. It's really weird how this works. There's this. And then there's this. So that's like a sphere. You're standing in the middle of the sphere. Actually, it wouldn't be like this. Your head would be there because it's your camera. Your head would be right there in the middle of the sphere. And so these ones, you look up, down, left, right like a fisheye lens, right? So like your perspective grid would essentially look like this, right? And that would be the front half of the sphere gets like flattened out, gets mapped out.
Hangry says, wow, and I just go for it without thinking about all of that.
You don't really have to think about all of this. I find it pretty interesting. But I'm wanting to learn to draw in 360-degree cameras, though.
He is not a mortal when it comes to this. We are the mortals at this point.
Are you kidding me? Christina's the non-mortal when it comes to drawing. No, and so it gets mapped out. And you have your horizon line, you have your up, down, left, right.
Oh.
What? Oh.
I'll try this and see if I succeed.
It should be good.
Yeah.
There you go. And it's curve linear, right? Because as things get further from you, they get smaller, so you have to curve. You can't do this. Otherwise, they'd start getting bigger when they're getting further away, so you have to curve it. So your 5-point perspective, I'm just going to draw a really bad grid.
I'm not familiar with Epic the Musical, Happy Doodles. I live under a rock. I don't look at any of this kind of stuff.
Right.
And,
here's a really bad...
Dixon says, chip brain hurts again. Big brain.
There you go. And it turns into a circle, right? So the way that it works is there's your 5 vanishing points, which is... You know, let's just say that this is the green one to the green one. Because this sphere has been flattened onto a flat surface. Or the half sphere shape.
Colton is teaching perspective.
The blue one has been mapped to the blue.
Thank you for the follow sandwich.
You know, let's just say that the red one has been mapped to this one. Let's just say that the...
And welcome back, Artemis.
What colors haven't I used? This one is mapped to this one.
I think Chris Ken was mentioning a viewer that likes Epic. Their name is Mysel.
And then this one is mapped to that one, right? And then here's the middle vanishing point.
Look at that.
But what ends up happening is now you have to map the back part of the sphere behind you to the flat drawing plane. And the only way to do that is to peel it like an orange. Literally. It's like the back of the orange, and it starts to like peel off. Right? So this starts to like peel up like this. And then these peels get pressed flat onto the drawing plane. And it ends up, you know, looking something like this on the sides. I don't even know how it looks exactly. I don't really remember exactly. It's been a while. It's really, really, really long name for it. It's something like that, but you actually get like a 5th circle. And it makes sense, right? Because these peels, they peel back, but they all originated from this point. So they almost return to that point, which actually becomes the outer circle. It's really weird. But they don't use it in drawing most of the time. They use it in like chart making and stuff.
You should use that.
I don't remember what it's called. And it's like this circle around the outside. And that circle is the 6th vanishing point.
Huh?
Yeah. That was my face when I saw this.
How to use it, because people
It's the
are like,
weirdest thing.
They were like, I'm going to turn my brain, bro.
Oh, that's funny.
Brain explodes.
It's so silly.
I love it.
I'd never draw things like this, really.
I think we need some brain rot.
What?
Let's take a break. Okay, brain rot time.
That's very nice. Cartography. It's called... It might be used in that, but it's called, like...
It's part of our
some really complicated something projection.
We should basically inject a little piece of brain rot in every perspective thing that you do.
I know. I need to
like refresh me a little bit.
I need to get out of this chair, bruh. It's fun.
What
Here we
does
go.
a 6 point even look like in a finished piece?
Not many artists use it. It's more used for like technical drawings and stuff. But
like
if 6 point, well, you can have a perspective with 6 vanishing points, but that's not really the same as 6 point perspective. But if you want to see what a perspective piece looks like with 6 points, I can guarantee you this guy's got it. Look him up on YouTube. He has classes. He has different stuff. This is where I'm learning this stuff from. He's really, really, really good. He's kind of like a Kim Jong-il. He's a Russian, I believe he's Russian, artist who goes and does really complicated fisheye, and not even fisheye. He does like 360-degree panoramic artworks. And I'll literally look up his stuff. Gene...
We could look... Oh, never mind.
Bond art. He's very good, and he does these all in like sketchbooks and stuff.
It's the profession of map making, that cartography.
Oh, come on, it won't let me. It hates me. I'm not logged into a...
Oh, can you open it in a new tab? That could help. Usually works when it doesn't work.
Now how do I get rid of this? I'm like my grandma. Oh, there it goes. You can't really see it very well, but
looks like
he does these really crazy perspective fisheye drawings, like a you know those Insta 360 cameras that capture a 360-degree view of the world.
What art program do you use?
He does like this kind of stuff. This is all like traditional in his sketchbook and everything. He's very, very good at perspective. Let me try to find some other stuff. Here's his website. That'll certainly work better. Murals, home.
I have no idea what you're on about, crits. Gotcha, what? Did I say something? Oh, my mom earlier was saying a bunch of jokes to me, and she was laughing her butt off because I kept making the most obvious mistakes. That was really funny.
I don't see any of his fisheye stuff or 5 point, 6 point. Where are all of them? Man, this guy does so much sketching. He's so good. I don't see any of his crazy stuff. But he does a lot of stuff like this. This is his stuff. This is like pen in a sketchbook on location when he's like traveling to different cities and stuff. And he does these, but they're on like a 360-degree camera. And he does it because he knows how to set up the grids and stuff. He's actually got a...
No, it's all good, crits.
He's got a YT channel as well. Bro. Here he is. He only has 5,500 followers on YouTube, so go ahead and...
No, it's not lying.
Go ahead and follow him there.
He's actually drawing live on a sketchbook. It's wild.
Urban sketching in Taiwan. How to rotate objects in 5-point perspective. This guy's got a lot of really, really good stuff. How to draw 6-point perspective grid. So, like I said, look this guy up if you want to learn it. I'm not nearly as good as this guy. But I'm learning. Little baby learns to draw.
Oh, look at him. Love your cute little...
He does, you know, breakdowns of different stuff, different artists. How to draw inside car. Simple drawing exercise to draw like Kim Jong-il. Really good stuff. I would love to teach this stuff eventually. I just don't really know it. Yeah, so Dahlia, crits, all of you who want resources, here's one. See, there's like a 180-degree field of vision camera with a bunch of vanishing points. He does those.
Lao, but
Lao. Oh. But yeah, that's what I would recommend. I just know the basics.
You just know the basics. It's very impressive.
It's very impressive. It's very, not a lot of people can do that.
That's what makes him different.
Yeah, not a lot of people can do that. It's rare. He was talking about how incredibly difficult it is to find like really advanced information on perspective because nobody teaches it, because nobody knows it.
It's very esoteric, isn't it?
I have to carry the torch. I have to make advanced perspective
Maybe that's
mainstream.
your purpose.
I don't.
Art purpose. I'm kidding.
Yeah. Anyways, there you go. You can take the lead. Actually,
Lau says, "How do you feel about Abby being the one with the least being the less members on her fan club? She probably wouldn't care."
I just have to.
Ah, crap! I moved the camera.
I just have to do a better job selling Abby.
I moved the camera.
Yes, you did. A little bit.
Like that.
Probably. There you go.
I always underestimate how far the camera actually is. I'm on my third silly straw homework drawing, and I'm actually really enjoying this as a practice. It's great.
Good.
They're very fun to do.
Yeah, they are very, very fun.
Wow,
and,
look at this.
They're very fun. I can't wait,
luck.
and I mean wait, to get back to doing this perspective homework. I'm literally going to be doing it tonight as well. Like,
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Chat, you're not going to believe it. We woke up at 7:30 today. Is that wild?
I'm even like I'm feeling my tired a little bit.
I'm feeling nothing but pure adrenaline after that. I'm kidding.
Miki is the one with the most fans. Yep.
Yay! I'm super happy, but I need Abby to be second place. So
You're gonna have to compete against Ray.
I'm gonna have to go 24/7.
Because Ray's second place right now.
Selling. Oh yeah. Speaking of which, I need to send a. I forgot. I need to send a DM to a particular somebody.
Huh. Toby?
No.
I'm learning perspective so that I can start to draw backgrounds. Yes. Greenside, thank you for the follow. Ray's number 1 in my books. Thank you, Benji. Keyboard ASMR. Oh yeah, that's right. We got a new keyboard. Finally arrived. The first one arrived broken, and now it's perfectly fine.
Who am I sending a message to? One of you in chat is gonna get a message as soon as I press enter.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
All right, I'm pressing enter right now. I see you typing. I'm on my third silly straw homework. Yippee!
Yippee!
I love it. I decided that I needed to make myself more organized. And so I decided to dedicate sketchbooks to subject matters instead of just random sketchbook. There is no music.
If it were up to me.
YouTube, is there no music? Is there no music?
Is there actually no music?
Do I need to turn it up? Is there music now? Y'all didn't tell me there was no music, or is this person just not hear music and everybody else does?
I need to tune in more. Thank you. Hey, if it were up to me, I basically would fill my whole sketchbook with Ray, but I know I need to have a dedicated.
TikTok hears the music. YouTube said it was super quiet. Okay, I turned it up. Is it better now? Hello? Well, I think we need to turn up our mics more. How about this? Let's go. Full
beans.
Yep.
I think it'd be fun to
say it a bit. Oh, sorry. I guess I just ignored you guys like usual.
I think it would be kind of fun to do villager hunting on a end of stream Friday.
Nah, Artemis. There's people over there helping us out already, but thank you. What did you say?
I said I think it'd be fun if you did a villager hunt on a Friday, end of day Friday, or end of stream Friday.
Villager hunt. Is Tori here?
I don't know if Tori's here.
Tori.
I actually like these kind of triangular. The
Hold
heck
up.
is that? Oh my goodness.
We got the baby one, and we got the daddy one.
The daddy one. That's you. Wait, how big is that skull for compared to you?
Yeah.
It's a
my
life-size skull.
live reaction, remember? Bruh.
Hey, Beaver.
Oh no. Ow. This thing has sharp.
Careful, I don't want you pricking yourself. What's the skull's name? Colton. I don't know.
I have no idea. It doesn't have a name.
Yeah, who else do we have on the watercolor list? I think the last one is... No, we got Horologium and Master Magic, but Master Magic is next on the list. I don't know if he's here, though. And I don't know when he'll pop up on stream. But we're gonna have to do his watercolor sometime.
Bruh. That's wild.
You know, I feel like I should call Miko's eyes sea green eyes. Make
Looks
it
kind of like
pretty.
an angry face.
Ew, let me see. Ew, that's disgusting. Wait, no, Colton minus 2.0.
Wow. Rip.
Because it's dead.
One of those things you don't notice until someone tells you. You know, that's fair. I forgive you, YouTube, for not... I'm just gonna pretend y'all didn't tell me and not... I was just ignoring.
Yep. Just want to say thanks about the hands and fingers being the same size of the palm will change my anatomy a lot. It's one of those things you don't notice until when someone tells you. Yeah, I agree. When actually when we took Will Weston's class and he was like, oh, you take a line, you divide it in half. This is the size of your middle finger, palms facing downwise, is same length as your palm. Not so much on the other side because there's actually a bit of a... Because your hand's actually like a wedge, so it's actually tilted this way, so that's why it appears shorter on the palm side. But, I mean, like, it will also work for the palm side. You maybe just need to shorten it a little bit, but for the most part, it works pretty good. What's everyone doing tonight? I actually have my family over today and tomorrow.
Yes, I wish your grandma would come here.
I know, but my grandma's shy, so...
I know you're here.
Grandma, I know you're here.
if you're listening, come say hi. Everybody wants to see you.
She's like, no, don't show me on camera. I don't look good. I'm like, no, Grandma, everybody will call you adorable.
The number one viewer of all time.
She is the number one viewer of all time.
You don't have to if you don't want to.
Grandma will probably be like, no, it's okay. Unfortunately, she won't. I don't think she'll show her face. Unless she gets the courage to, but we won't force her to.
Your mom would come in here and say hi.
Probably. I don't know if she would. No, actually, I don't know if she would. She'd be like, oh, I need to put my hat on. Grandma is the number one fan. Yes, she is, honestly. Artemis says, everyone will love your grandma. She's always lurking in the shadows of chat, never saying a word. You know, actually, she was telling me something. She was saying that she does want to reply, but by the time that she is going to type out the message, the chat's already, like, going. Yeah. And so she never responds because she's like, oh, it's like, I'm too late. That was so cute. I thought it was so cute. But she does see all your messages saying, hi, Grandma, and so she thinks it's very nice.
I might be doing one of the weeklies this week, but I'm not sure. I don't know if I'll have time to finish.
I don't know if I'll have time to finish either.
Crying.
Yeah. It is cute.
I have been thinking about starting back up on a personal project that I had a long time ago, though. I'm actually kind of hyped about it. It sounds really fun. I like it. It's one of my favorite things. Maybe it would be like an Abby story. Maybe Abby would be a main character.
Ooh, like an alternate Abby character? Yeah. Alternate Abby universe thing?
Abby.
Oh, that's fun.
That would be like a pilot.
Now you're cooking on that.
Oh, that's sick. I'm actually...
Yay, more Abby. Abby having her own story. There we go. It needs to
I like that. I know the pain of chat being too fast. I'm right there with Grandma.
Oh.
A lot of y'all have never seen the days of fast chat TikTok.
Oh my gosh.
TikTok streaming got nerfed through the ground But y'all have not been here when there's been a 300 viewer stream. Some of you have.
Some of you have.
You probably have. Dahlia, I think you probably have. Some of you have, but we've had like 400 concurrent viewer streams on TikTok, and the chat gets the zoomies.
Yeah, they do.
I know yes. Hello, Yumekui.
Hey, Yumekui.
When Abby gets more attention, can you hit the yippee button, please? Yippee. Come on, press.
Yippee. It's so cute. I love the confetti. Pip, pip, pip. Hey, Moon Sunset.
Hello.
Did the OC in a swimsuit challenge? Ooh, there was that. Oh, my brain just got nourished for a second.
I need a fast, and then I need a slow.
Yeah, I think you need a slow.
I need the slow.
You do actually need the slow. The July streams got crazy. That was July? Wow, that's wild.
Chat, I need the fast ooh-ya and the slower ooh-ya.
Hey, Fawn.
Ooh, that's smart.
You guys remember when they added the Yippee to Halo? Oh, I never played Halo.
Yeah, Grunt Birthday Party. I know exactly what you're talking about. Did they add the Yippee, or was it... You're talking about Grunt Birthday Party, right? The skull that you can turn on, and it makes it headshots with grunts blow up in confetti. Oh yeah, I played a lot of Halo back in the day. Halo 2 when I was growing up. I remember getting Halo 3. My mom... me and my brother begged my mom for Halo 3 on the Xbox 360, and she didn't say anything about it. And then when it came out, it was like sitting on the couch when we got home. We were so excited. We played it so much. Halo 3 was so good. And Halo Reach was really good as well.
I hear the microwave going. So cute. Got a message from Arya. Y'all said something about villager hunting. Oh, Tori's here.
We're gonna do villager hunting sometime. I
don't know when.
Huh? I mean.
Huh? Huh?
I suggested, what if we did like end of stream Friday?
We could.
Like towards the end of stream, you know.
Maybe
when we're kind of more
that
chill.
could be fun. OMG, I love Halo. Tori?
Well, actually, I forgot. We also do challenges on Friday, but we probably can do that. We might as well. I mean, I know that you've been wanting to do it for a long time.
I do want to do villager hunting. It's all set up. Let's see if it's even working right now. Yep.
It's working.
It works. I have my Switch set up.
It'd be really interesting to do a gaming stream sometime to kind of change things up a little bit.
I used to play Halo on the Xbox with my cousin when he had it. That's fun. Which Halo? 2, 3, Reach? Tori! Halo 2 was peak for me. That's nice. I loved Halo 2. You know, I loved the dual-wielding SMGs in Halo 2. You can't beat that. There's no beating that. Ever. Nothing beats that.
This is
sword is my go-to in Halo. Very nice. Energy sword. I love it. I hear background kitchen.
Yep.
We have.
I wonder.
Guests.
I actually wonder. Maybe we need help with the microwave.
That and the shotgun. The shotgun's very fun. I heard it go off. They must have been able to start it.
I think they're doing it every 30 seconds. That's my. I don't know.
That's what we used to do.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it was the first Halo. I don't know if I played the first Halo. I think I started with Halo 2 on the original Xbox. Did I play Halo?
I don't know.
Maybe. I don't think I did.
Hey, Leo the Spider.
Did your freezer ever stop working again? No, it actually started
working properly for once.
It only took 2 tries.
Yep, took 2 tries and a repairman that was a little bit annoying, but
that guy
quite annoying. That was actually very annoying.
That guy was so weird. He like kept contradicting himself.
Yeah,
He's like, I don't even want to say it.
It was just weird.
Weird little dude.
Yeah, weird little dude. But hey, it's fixed somehow magically. Didn't even do anything. I've always liked the idea of the polka dot yellow dress. we go. Miko polka dot dress.
That's cute.
I think that's pretty cute.
Abby energy dress.
Feminine Abby. Did you how to draw hair? Actually, we do have a video on hair.
Yeah, Christina just put up a video on drawing straight, wavy, and curly hair on our YouTube channel. You can go check it out. Draw Anime Academy. It's like a 21-minute video that talks all about drawing all kinds of hair. Is Miko the opposite of Miki? Nah.
No, they're not the opposite. They're definitely.
No, I am evil Miki.
Miko, I would say Miki and Miko have kind of opposite personalities. Like Miki is more energetic and Miko is more gentler, kind of sweeter, and not.
I feel like the opposite of Miki would be like really sleepy.
Yeah,
Miko's not
that's
sleepy.
true. Miko's not
Miko's
sleepy.
kind and compassionate, and Miki is hyper and is full of energy and is spunky and she likes to tease. And then Miko is like kind and compassionate and doesn't like scary movies.
She's soft.
So
she's
it's
soft.
like there are certain traits that are opposites. Like Miki likes scary movies and roller coasters. Miko probably would be fine with roller coasters, but she doesn't like scary movies, and she's like that.
Yeah. She's kind of a wimp.
That's a good Miko
she's
as I pet on Miko. No, it was evil Miki.
She's like a girl failure. No, not really that much of a girl failure, but she just must protect, you know? She's just that kind of girl. I need to massage your head like dough.
Where's Kitty?
Ew, greasy. I could fry bacon in that. No, it's fine. I'm just taking your lines. Look, feel my fingers.
Show chat.
Do you see that shine?
Ew!
You see that?
I think your fingers are the things that were greasy.
Not.
It got my head greasy. Yeah.
It wasn't.
Your fingers were what was greasy, and now you're trying to blame it on my head. Did y'all have a list of villagers you wanted? I could make a bingo for y'all. Bingo. I want to find Colton, but I don't think I want him on my island. Actually, no. We wanted Chrissy and Colton on my island.
We wanted Chrissy and Colton.
Yeah, Tori had those. Exposed. It's a lie. I've been framed.
Hey, you can touch my forehead. See, look. Feel it.
I ain't touching that forehead. Greasy. Because you've already
different.
It.
There's different. My fingers have been different.
You probably took a little basting brush. Is that what it's called?
Basting brush.
And just went earlier with butter or something, and then you're like.
No, I would never do that.
No, I'm evil, Christina. Says evil Christina. Is that what it's called? A basting brush?
Yeah, basting brush.
It's like you put it on meat and stuff.
Yeah, you baste the sauce over it on top. Wait.
I've been framed, and make sure that's in the quote.
I've been framed.
What?
I need water. I actually need to refill my water, so I'll be right back. Drink my water. I'll be right back. Oh, brother.
I don't know if chat could see that.
No, I don't think.
Probably not. I love how you knew Love how you already knew I quoted that. BRB mom wants to call. Oh my gosh, chat. I'm so happy you guys aren't going to care at all about this. Like, not even a little bit. But I'm so happy. I finally ordered a network attached drive for our setup, which means it's like a big hard drive that's connected to our internet that all of our computers can access. So Christina and I are starting on book volume 3. We already have an idea for what's going to be in the chapters and contents, and we had to have a network attached drive because we throw files back and forth all the time, big Photoshop files. Like, she'll draw something, I'll draw over it, she takes it back. And we used to just share my hard drive from my computer over the network at our last place, but this is going to make it 100 times easier.
Finish Art Academy drawing. Do I have to color it in? What Art Academy?
Yes, we did. I have a friend who's actually they're two brothers. They're good friends of ours. We played D&D with them, grew up with them. They're IT. They do IT for a hospital. He's like the head of IT. And every time I have tech questions, I ask him. He's a really good dude. Actually, he came by stream.
He did, didn't he?
Their TikTok called like Trusty Tech Finds or something.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think they've been active, but I'm so excited about it. 16, I don't know how many it is. I think it's only like 8 terabytes, but that's plenty for us for what we do. This stream has really, really grown over the last year. We started on a phone on just an old table. Heck, that table's still here, isn't it?
That table is still here. Yep, we're still
Trusty
using
table. We started on a phone with one broken chair and a dream.
Yep.
Not a dream. We went live on accident.
Yeah.
And now we have like a legit multi-camera streaming setup that still breaks every 2 seconds. That's the dumb thing. It was easier when we were on the phone.
Because it was simpler. What's like a fridge? Oh, the simpler the fridge, the more it's gonna last. It's gonna last.
That is true about fridges. The more parts they have, the more they break. So fancy fridges.
You see for our Anime Academy. You mean the Anime Academy OCs? Yeah, I would color it if you want it to be on the gallery, so I can check to see if your colors are right.
Beaver.
We went live on accident. It's true. We were just gonna do a test stream. It said do a practice stream. We clicked on practice stream, and then we were like,
went,
3, 2, 1, start streaming. And I'm like,
and we had like
okay,
200 viewers or something.
Yeah, we did. We did have 200 viewers our first stream.
Who was there on our very first stream ever? Anybody here? First stream we ever did. By the way, I did the math recently. I think we've streamed about 1,000 hours since we started.
Wow. We should stream on Twitch sometime.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how we would do on there, but sounds fun.
Yeah, we're about at 1,000 hours of streaming. Randomly found y'all's lives, and I love it. Do you have any videos on how to choose colors and how to make it look cohesive? Color theory. I don't know if we have a color theory video. Christina has a video on coloring hair.
Yes, we do.
And that does cover color theory.
Yes.
I'll put that on the list. Thank you, by the way. Glad you're here.
Yeah. How did you find us?
How did you find us? You know what?
Is it
I
on
feel like the fact that you found us deserves a little celebration.
Mm-hmm. Beaver says, first stream ever, kinda scared. Someone at my school mentioned beavers and I got so scared. Rip. Jump scared.
They know who I am.
Mm-hmm.
They found me. I have to
How do you draw the eyes?
change.
I think about eyelid. Actually, I want to finish this drawing real quick. It's Miko in a swimsuit.
I got Colton and Chrissy on the bingo list. I want... Who the heck do I want? Sly. I want Sly on the list.
You do want Sly?
Miki would have Sly on our island.
Okay.
It's 100% true. I want... Who's the cat that you have? Rosie?
Rosie, yes.
Rosie needs to go on the list.
It just popped up. Interesting.
It just popped up.
Huh.
Nice. Well, hopefully, hi. I don't know.
Hopefully you stay.
Hopefully you stay around.
Yeah.
We also have a Discord server if you want a cool community to hang out in. Weekly challenges. We do the challenge art shows every Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Big active server. People in the voice calls right now drawing together. A whole bunch of people. Snaz, Danny Draws, Caleb, Soupcan Kid, Rat King, Unnamed Guardian. I accidentally skipped him for some reason. A lot of people hang out and have fun. But if not, we go live 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Mm-hmm. Grace says, I used your guys' brush, TOSM. I used it for all my art commissions now. Awesome!
Where's Key?
I did draw a hand earlier. Right here. You can look at it if you want. Someone's asking how to draw.
Discord.
I draw hands like a piece of paper.
I'm in a self-publishing Discord. It's really good. Really nice people. Hey, the guy who runs the self-publishing. Oh my gosh.
What?
He's bald and he has a little orange shirt too.
No way! He should join the stream.
But anyways, he's like 50 something. He runs his own Discord server. It's just a social.
It's a social app.
Platform.
Where's the Discord at? It is.
It's in the description, or you can go to should work fine. Oops, I typed it wrong. My bad.
Don't go to that one. Remove.
I didn't put the slashes in. How do I? There we go. Hold up.
Love your art style. It's so amazing and cute. Thank you.
That one should actually link. Ooh, that loads so fast now.
Yeah. So what I do with eyes is I'll think, okay, what's the inner corner of my eye, what's the outer corner of my eye, and what shape is that going to be in the middle? So I can have a corner and a corner, and in the middle could be like an S curve. Totally fine.
Yippee!
And it could be smaller.
Oh my gosh, I need.
Brain rot. It kind of heals my soul.
Really, really heals me. Oh, you want to know something else, chat?
What?
Check this out. I'm just gonna make the delay like. What was the video length? Like 8 seconds.
Oh, it's actually Gamma's brother. Oh, that's fun, Beaver. Thank you, Grace, for the follow. I like that double
It
dose.
has the slow one. I just cut it off.
Okay.
Maybe we'll just keep the long one. I love that. It's so
keeping us hydrated.
We all can. OC I'm drawing is actually Gamma's brother. Nice. Brain rot keeping us hydrated. LMAO. Love your art style. So amazing and cute.
Miki is very silly with.
Oh, I forgot to give homework on the box thing.
What? I thought it was this. Oh.
That's not boxes. That's cylinders.
Well, okay. What homework do you want to give for the box thing then? It's way past the lecture, but
I know.
if anyone still wants to do it,
I think I need to do that. All right. For y'all who are in chat who want homework on boxes, I'm sorry. This is going to take a couple minutes, but I will not hit my head on the camera. I will not hit my head on the camera.
I will not hit my head on the camera either, but I'm probably...
Sorry, chat. We're going back to boxes really quick. More homework, please. All right. TikTok streaming has been nerfed through the floor. They're always changing their algorithm and messing with stuff. Or we're just boring these days. I don't know. I don't really think a lot is different.
What color is Ray? His eyes brown, dark brown.
Okay. So this is what I need you to do.
Basically black, but with a bit of brown in it.
You're going to draw.
They can't see that. There we go.
You're going to draw a square. And then you're going to draw 3 more squares.
Where's your camera? We have 2 cameras. One is right in front of us, and one is directly below, or directly above Colton's hand and iPad.
2, 3. They don't have to be the exact same size. They don't have to be perfect squares. Don't worry.
Whoa.
And then you're going to draw 3 more squares down.
Beaver
3 doors
you're not
down.
boring, don't worry.
Here, without you. I don't know. Someone probably got that reference. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you should have something that looks like this. This is the front. And then we're going to break these up into grids, all right? We're going to break this one up. It's going to take a little bit. It's very fun homework. It's crap. It's not that bad. You can do it traditionally. I did a whole bunch of these traditionally earlier today. Just do your best. Ow.
What?
The wobble.
Oh.
My heart.
What kind of camera on cell phone? No, these are Sony cameras.
Yeah, they're called the Sony ZV-1. The one in front of us is actually the Sony ZV-1 II. 2nd generation, I guess. I don't know. And the one above us is just the Sony ZV-1.
I feel like I can hear you even in my headphones.
We have a 2-camera setup. That's because monitor is on.
Oh, okay. I had this for homework at school too. Really? Well,
I can guarantee
it won't be
you
like
didn't
grids.
have this homework.
Not this kind of homework. Connected to PC? Yes.
Crap. Yeah, we're streaming from OBS.
Whoa, Durhay Design, thank you for the heart me, and Popular Vote, and Lightning Bolt, thank you so much.
All right, so there are some grids, all right? So what this is this is going to be 1 to 3, 2 to 2, 3 to 1. And then this is going to be...
Thank you, Venus.
1...
And I cannot read that, but thank you for the follow. Yes, Sony ZV-1, right?
2 to 2, yeah. And 3 to 1. So what's that on?
TikTok.
Well, sorry, yeah, Sony ZV-1.
Thank you for the follow.
We're using a 2-camera setup. Sony ZV-1. We have an arm. This is the camera. We have the camera in front of us. We have a green screen behind us. We're using OBS. We have an overlay. And this is just an iPad right here, see? It's just looking at the screen. People like to see the hand when we draw. And I don't see many people do this. I thought it was kind of cool. All right, so 1 to 3, 2 to 2, 3 to 1. It's just a box practice assignment.
Wait, are you guys doing homework for someone or doing drawing classes?
I'm teaching chat how to do homework. I'm giving chat homework. Some of the people in chat want homework really bad.
For perspective.
Yeah, I'll. Can you go in my room and grab the sketchbook that's on my desk?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. And we're actually going to do the same thing here. So while Christina is on her way getting that, we're going to draw 3 more boxes, not 4. Well, we're going to draw 4, but just not yet. Here, these are just ratios. These are just things to help you visualize. There's that.
Here we go.
There's that. You can just hold it for now. It's bad. There you go. And let's just say, here we go. So this is what you're going to be doing. This right here. These green. It's going to look something like this. These are different ratios for drawing boxes at different angles. These are called Krenz cubes, okay? And I'm just going to do a whole set of them for you. Krenz cubes. I'll probably just write that below. Krenz cubes. And this is an assignment that you can do a whole bunch of times to help you visualize boxes at different angles. So, the first one. Now, one mistake that a lot of people make is they think they're connecting the dots. They're not. Like, they don't look like this. These are just ratios, all right? So, for example, this one is going to look like this. And this is going to be a box, and it's 3 parts front to 1 part side. And this is just a box at a different angle. So we can just take maybe...
Thank you, Alejandro, for the follow.
We'll just take that green and put it there. 3 parts box, front... 3 parts box. 3 parts front to 1 part side, right? And then, as you may have guessed, it is 2 parts side to 2 parts front. Like that. And then this one is...
Thank you, Jade and Beige, for the follow.
1 part front to 3 parts side.
Wild.
Just like this. This is not a tutorial on how to draw boxes in perspective. This is an exercise that helps you get better at rotating boxes. And I'll actually just write. The guy's name is Krenz.
Ooh, I gotta read some YT chat.
There we go.
Gritscan says, I just need to clean up my bendy straws, but I finished the stream homework.
Awesome.
H says, what did I miss? We're doing some perspective homework, and we did some ellipse tutorials. Muhammad says, can I learn anime and manga drawings? I want to draw, and I draw my own character for fun in my diary. Awesome. Yeah, you can definitely learn it. Krista says, therapy box time? Yes.
This is very therapeutic.
Hey, Chaotic Gremlin girl. Chaotic Gremlin, I should say. Can we do this method with other shapes?
Generally, you do them with boxes because once you draw a box, you put other shapes inside of a box. Like if you draw a box, let's just say it's like 1 part front to 3 parts side. You'd probably use draw through. And then you would use this, you know, to then draw something inside of to get the right angle. It's just an assignment to visualize form. This is not the end-all, be-all assignment for learning everything. This is for some very particular chat members who want to get better at drawing boxes in perspective. But anyways, okay.
Tutorial, someone said.
So this one is 1 part top, 1 part side to 3 parts front. And it basically just...
Is it the same on visualizing head perspectives? Yes. You can use it for understanding how to turn the head.
Yeah. There's that. This one's kind of like a diamond.
Ooh, thank you, Tori.
I'm guessing you're probably going to go through this later after the stream and just rewatch it. This one is kind of like a diamond, and it cuts...
Saturn.
It cuts this basically top section in half because the whole top of the box has to fit inside of 1 square. So just be aware of that. And as always, like, these are converging towards a vanishing point, right? It could be isometric where there's no vanishing point. That's a 0 point perspective where it's just isometric. They never converge. Or they could be really, really converging. But basically, you know, these are going to slightly converge. But again, this isn't really a perspective lesson.
Hey, Katsu.
This is more of a box drawing, like, practice. See? There's that. So 3 parts, the bottom, 1 part, the top, and then 50-50. And then, as you might be able to tell, this one is going to be like...
75 people. Hello. Are any of you guys new here? We teach drawing. Colton teaches a lot of perspective. I teach a lot of characters, so let us know if you just popped in and we're curious on what Colton is doing.
Let's just go back in here.
We got 25k likes.
Really? That's amazing.
Yes. Where the heck is this? Where's the confetti one? Oh,
it's on the bottom.
25k likes.
Yippee! 25k boxes. You know what that means, chat? You have to do 25,000 boxes for homework.
25 boxes, yay!
Anyways, we got to go back to this. Sorry, chat demands head pats because 25,000 likes. Here we go. Good job, chat. This is you. This is the chat's representation of themselves based on almost a year ago. So good job. Amazing work.
Good job
for hitting
chat.
25,000 likes. At 50,000 likes, I might give you a single drop of chalky milk.
Single drop.
So there you go. Amazing work, as always.
Isn't that what you mean by solid tutorial?
All right, let's go back to these boxes. So again, you know, this one's all green because that's just the front of the box. This one is like that. Let's just color this in roughly. There we go. There we go. Let's go back to black. Bring it down here. All right, so that one is split 50-50. You're seeing the front. And then this one right here, you're going to see most of the top, some of the front, in a 3-to-1 ratio. Now let's go back to drawing some more grids.
Jonathan says cubes are hard to draw because you have to make the sides sides equal somehow.
Yes, they're extremely hard. Cubes in perspective are very hard. Some, you know, funny enough, I occasionally find tutorials that are like, cubes are really easy. You just do this and do that and draw an X in it and draw this and draw that and put a circle. It's like the circle doesn't make it a cube. Like, it has to be correct. The reason that cubes are so, or that squares are so hard in perspective is because of like foreshortening. Like, this is not a square. This from the side view probably looks like this.
Bro.
A square would probably be more along the lines of like this. There's a complicated way of finding squares in perspective using an ellipse guide set that I learned in Art Center, but nobody uses it.
Thank you, Scoso, for the follow. Have you watched Delicious in Dungeon? We watched a bit of it. We didn't watch the whole thing though. I wouldn't mind continuing. It looks yummy.
When I was in FZD, Fang himself, Fang Zhu the man, taught us. He didn't even teach us squares in perspective. He's like, it's too hard. Just you eventually get good enough at them that you can kind of wing it. In Art Center, when I took Eric's class, he had us all buy an expensive ellipse guide set, and then we had to draw using a brewer grid on paper. We had to draw a perspective grid, and it looked something like this. And then we drew one line, and then he basically had us use the ellipse guide, and he had us find the other vanishing point, use the ellipse guides until they perfectly touched here, here, and here. And then you draw the other side down. That was how I learned in Art Center. They're both very...
What's your favorite thing to draw, someone asks?
I feel like I'm still trying to discover that.
I
don't really know what I think it's a bad answer. I don't know what.
I think it's a good answer because it's like...
Sometimes I don't like drawing anything. Other times I don't know. I guess the thing I draw most these days is probably just Miki. Just because I have to practice anime heads because I'm bad at anime.
What type of thing do you like to draw, or find the easiest thing to draw? You like a lot of furniture drawing.
Furniture drawing is fun.
Furniture design.
I like drawing stories. Actually, my favorite thing to draw, what gets me the most fired up, is when I have a story that I'm passionate about with my characters and I have a solid idea and I'm working on that idea.
Yeah.
My favorite drawing, I think the favorite drawing that I ever did. Ooh, it was either the Lunchbox one or the bedroom.
What's your favorite part? What's your favorite part of the drawing process? That's what they meant.
Oh, the drawing process? Probably, I don't actually know. My favorite drawing, I don't think it's the most technically good, but my favorite drawing that I ever made was either this one or this one right here. I love these. I'm very, very passionate about the story. I think it's super interesting. I totally adore all of the characters. And I think this interaction between Miki and Abby is so funny.
So cute, chat.
She's like in charge. They've got the map on the wall. She's got a book on ghost hunting down here. Miki, there's like these pawns that are supposed to represent them, and then they're going to trap this ghost, and Miki's just like,
huh?
Okay, chat, here's the plan for trapping the ghost. And Miki's like playing a PlayStation Portable, and she's like, huh? And then Miko's all afraid of it.
Oh.
And she's like, oh no. This is probably my favorite. I did like this one a lot too. That was fun. But it's one of those three. Those are my favorite.
Any drawing tips for beginners?
Gambate.
Just good luck and enjoy the process of drawing first before trying to figure out what's the perfect way to draw.
Yeah.
It's basically impossible.
My best advice for beginners is to focus on enjoying the creative process rather than trying to get good as fast as possible. You'll go generally much further if you enjoy what you're doing.
I want to
So,
know more works for the monthly. Ooh, that's fun, Saturn.
This one is basically just, heck is it? This one, except rotated. It's just kind of flipped. So again, you have that diamond on the side. This is the side, and then it's tilted forward. There you go, just like that. And then this one is essentially...
JJ's Artbox, thank you for the follow.
Is essentially just this one.
Muhammad, I would refrain from spamming the same message.
There we go. And again, don't forget too much about foreshortening. It's not a huge deal. So, some people actually just do this. Once you start getting to these angles, some people change the 3-point perspective and draw them like this instead. I don't mind that. It's not that important whether you're using 2-point or 3-point. What's important is the ratios between the sides. What perspective you're using doesn't matter. It's the same. It's the same. All right. So maybe I'll just go ahead and switch to 3-point perspective.
Eternal Divine, thank you for the follow. And Gin X, thank you for the follow.
So obviously with 3-point perspective, these lines are going to start tilting inwards. More like this. It's a little bit of a bad 3-point perspective box, but I don't really care that much.
Yippee, 95 people here.
Bruh. As soon as I start drawing boxes, chat's like, foams at the mouth.
Yeah, I know.
What is this?
Let us know why you've come and to watch boxes, and you guys are maniacs. It's amazing.
And then it basically
Bye, Artemis.
just turns into this. Bye-bye, Artemis.
It's actually helping me out so much. Awesome.
Awesome.
It is a very
yes,
good
this
exercise.
box is actually pretty bad,
Kinda
but I
long.
don't care. I'm
It's
not
cute.
gonna.
It's cute. By the way, if you guys are interested, we also have Anime Art School, which are our pre-recorded classes. If you've always wanted art education, but something that's a little bit more, a lot more organized, and you've always wanted to draw your characters and stories and bring them to life, you can check it out in our profile.
Yes.
And we also have bookies, which I actually don't know where books are.
Yeah, we got a lot of good stuff in Anime Art School. Honestly, some of my
Here's a book.
favorite stuff. I want iPad.
Oh, iPad, sure.
Oh yes, our recorded school. I have a whole class on perspective, and I teach stuff like this, and environments, and backgrounds, and people in perspective, and constructing objects, and putting them together, and then turning them into...
Hello, ID. Or
Uh-oh.
80. What's that?
Not cutting them up, sorry. Turning them into cute, adorable lizards. And I teach you all the basics of that. Shape language stuff, bodies and different perspectives. I have a whole class on perspective. I also do this, render it from complete scratch. Painting class, rendering class. This is the final in the perspective class.
I think Colton's way of teaching is probably the most approachable that I've ever seen. That's in my opinion.
I hope it's approachable.
Well, you've taught me for many years as well.
And in the rendering and painting class, we render fun things like boba drink.
Laos is Jimmy Neutron. No.
Yeah, Jimmy
Actually,
Pompadour gang. And stone and wood with barbed wire and calculating crash shadows. It's so important. It's like vegetables and all that kind of stuff. But anyways, this is all in our school. You can find it out on the linky on our profile. Jimmy Neutron. Yes, Jimmy Neutron. I showed you Jimmy Neutron recently.
It was
Carl
wild.
being
It was
obsessed
wild.
with Jimmy's mom.
I was like, what?
It's
is
so
this
unhinged.
actually real?
So,
Wait,
back
we got
to
some
this.
Followers. Sorry, Dave. Thank you for the follow.
Oh, thank you
Zax,
for
thank you for the follow. And Jade, thank you for the follow. And Soso, I'll just say, or Scoso says, my only problem is motivation. I always lose motivation.
Yes, and there's a perfect solution to that. We actually have a really big Discord server with a bunch of people who are always drawing. They're always drawing together in the voice channels. They share art. It's very encouraging. We actually have community challenges every week that 2 of our moderators run. They do an amazing job. There's an art show every single Friday. It's super, super fun. If you want to join the Discord server, you can send us a direct message and ask for the invite or find the linky on our profile.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. So this one, for example, 3 parts here, 1 part there. 3 parts here, 1 part there. So it's like tilted up, right? There we go. And now we could obviously turn that in as well. Like if we wanted this to be a 3-point box, we would just kind of
rotate it.
Tilt these sides in a little bit more. It would help it. But anyways. Then there's this one. So this one kind of ends up in the middle of this one a lot of the time. You draw the back of it. Now, this is starting to get, you're like really looking at the top. So if this is a 2-point perspective box, a lot of the time it'll look kind of strange. So you can turn this into 3-point perspective and really pull these sides in. And really get those sides
Just count me in. Awesome. Nice to see
going like that. Yes, we're always happy to see new people.
I was just going to ask if you have anything on lighting and shadows. That's where I'm stuck at the moment. Different sources.
Oh, yeah. I teach the rendering class. We just did a live stream the other day. I don't know what date it was on, but I did this whole rendering demo live on stream.
Really cool.
It's all on our channel. How often do you lurk in the voice chat? Not very often. I click in and scare chat sometimes. But not much at all. I basically never read it. I just pop in and say hi. Actually, no, I'm always watching. You can never know my next move. But yeah, that was from last week sometime. And I do have a complete rendering class and painting class in Anime Art School, if you're interested in that. And so then we've got this one right here, which is like...
We also got live classes, too. Costume drawing and figure drawing.
Oh, yes, we do. We have a costume and figure drawing class coming up in the middle of June. They're 2 separate classes, by the way.
Ooh, wow, I can't wait to see that fan art. Tira on that, the elf Tira, that'd be so cool. You can do whatever you want to the design, by the way. That was just a random doodle. What's your biggest tip for clothing design / shading?
Clothing design and shading, those would definitely... I would treat them separately.
I would.
Clothing shading, the secret to shading clothing is being able to draw clothing. Because once you can draw clothes, shading is just putting lighting information over the drawings. And then clothing design... What's your biggest advice for clothing design? You're the clothing designer.
Clothing design? I'd look for different vibes and aesthetics. Because different vibes and aesthetics will have different layering effects. So, like, for instance, gothic versus, like, soft girl vibe. They have different ways of dressing and layering clothing. Gothic is more, like, tattered, asymmetrical, dark graphic shirts with, like, patterned skirts, for example, or, like, some kind of extra thing that feels more chaotic. And then with, like, soft girl aesthetic, for example, or, like, even maybe, like, Lolita, like, soft Lolita. A lot of ruffles, not as much super crazy patterns, but something a bit more dainty. So I would go by vibes more than like, oh, I just have a clear vision of what you want the outfit to be like. That I feel like that for me helps me a lot. I mean, there's so many aesthetics out there. Just look on Pinterest and be like, certain aesthetics, like, I don't know, baddie aesthetic, Y2K aesthetic. Like, study those different outfits and how they coordinate with each other, and just do a bunch of studies like that, and then you'll be able to see how, like, what kind of combinations that you can use for your characters later on. I was super influenced by magical girl animes and kind of like more frilly characters. I was inspired by Rose and Maiden and Sailor Moon and all the other magical girl shows that I could get my hands on at the time. And so a lot of my fashion back then was influenced by that. So if that helps. Thank you, Asawa and Avriel and Dimax for the follow. And then you made Ray. I know. And then I made Ray. I kind of changed my aesthetic for a little bit. I will have 2 different modes when it comes to characters. I'll have like a super cutesy mode, and then I'll have like a more mommy mode.
Oh, why am I doing that?
Grungy,
I just colored that in the wrong color.
Mode. Because with Ray's kind of vibe, like I wanted something a bit different than what I usually do, and so that's why I think I really like drawing her a lot.
You distracted me so much I started coloring in the wrong side. At least I caught it.
My base, kind of like, what was that thing called?
Go-to.
My go-to is frilly stuff. Oh, who's Ray? Well, I'm so glad you asked. Ray's my character. She is part of...
You have the watercolor, right?
I do. Do I even have the watercolor?
Yeah, should have it sitting around.
Oh, okay. Let me go find it.
That ain't Ray. That is Molly.
That is...
Here it is.
Oh, you have it? Okay. Yippee.
Miki insert before Ray.
Oh, brother.
Cutest.
What if I did that with Miki every
time
someone asks?
Yes, do it with Miki.
Do it with Miki. So this is Ray. This is my character. She is the math teacher for our Draw Anime Academy universe, but she's also has her own separate story that's more personal for me. And that is her.
There you go.
She's absolute mommy, and I love her. Ray.
I keep getting distracted.
I'm sorry.
No, it's me. It's not you.
It's not you. It's me.
It's not you. It's me. I'm just coloring in the sides so they're easier to see. I would actually recommend, chat, I want you to color in the sides as well.
Oh, blue?
What?
Like a blue color?
I forgot the green on this one.
Green on that one? She is a baddie.
Pro artist.
Thank you, Umsko. I'm glad you think she is beautiful.
There we go. Now what do we make the top?
I like to say she's handsome. Ray's fashion is peaking now. She's just hobo. Hobo style. Although I should draw her more than her hobo outfits.
Christina's story is that Ray is super poor, but she always draws her in like dress clothes.
I know, I do.
She just can't resist.
I can't resist. I have to put her in. That's the cons of a designer, right? You want to put them in really cool outfits. Then I'm going also hobo. French coat is fire. Thank you.
There we go.
It took me a while to kind of figure out her aesthetic, because I would kind of change like what type of character she is. Like one day she's a detective and one day she's like a
Street rat.
Street rat, and so I'm like, wait a second, I need to actually nail down what her design is actually like.
But all of them are so delectable.
I know, I can't choose one. Let's see. The trench coat. Yeah, that's, why did I say French coat? It's trench coat. My stupid astigmatism. Which do you both find easiest to draw, men or women? I find women
women easier to draw just because I practice them more.
Yeah.
All right, chat. Here are these 16 boxes. That is what they look like. This is the Krenz Cube assignment. It's just an exercise. It doesn't teach you how to draw boxes. It helps you visualize ratios between the sides of boxes. Do this a bunch of times and start practicing doing them without the guidelines later on. Like, I would say maybe do a couple sets. Then you come here and you're just like, you know, just do some different cubes and try to be like, what's the ratio of the sides of this?
1 to 3 or 2 to 2, 2 by 2.
And you can do them going up as well. You can do them in different cameras, right? Mm-hmm. You could do a 2 to 2, or sorry, not that. 2 to 2 on that side, 1 to 3 on that side. Another ba ba ba. Mm-hmm. That's amazing. This is homework. I would say, how many times did? Ooh, I know. Where is it?
Is it really important to study fundamentals as a beginner artist? Yes.
10 of these, 10 times 16. That's 160 boxes, right?
I think it's important to study the fundamentals. But I think as well, like, before you try to get too perfectionist about it, try to just take a stab at drawing and see how you like it. You know, do you find it as a challenge? Do you find it, you know, super difficult? It's totally fine if it's super difficult. I'd just say start.
Yeah.
What comes first, fundamentals or anatomy? Anatomy is part of fundamentals.
Yeah.
Fundamentals includes perspective, figure drawing, color theory, painting, all of the stuff that we teach in our anime art school. Yeah. So if you want to learn that in a more organized way, you can check out our profile.
Yeah. Anatomy's not.
It's like
not nearly as important as it's kind of
made to be.
Like, anatomy is relevant and important, but being able to draw volumes accurately in 3D space is the under part of anatomy. Like, anatomy is like technical information on body parts and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yes. What? Oh, sorry, our school is a paid course.
Yeah, but fundamental helps for anatomy. It's just, anatomy is one of the fundamentals. Anatomy is just information about how the body works and where muscles connect and where different things
I would say
are.
Like figure drawing.
It's like a book smarts thing, right?
Yeah, it's a book smarts thing. How much is the school? The school is $497 for all 7 classes.
Yep. It's a 1-year program. It's basically like a complete college. Mm-hmm. You can ask chat how they like it. A bunch of people in chat here have it. Mm-hmm. Vacation mode, but no berries. F's in the chat. But yeah, sorry. I was not on anything relevant. And then you just practice drawing boxes at different angles. And you can just go, you know, oh, I want to draw a box from above. And it's mostly...
Thank you, Bara. Yes, Snaz says, and if you can't afford the school, the books are amazing as well. Yes, we do have our books.
Yeah, we do have.
They're a lot more they're affordable, but they're, you know, handheld and stuff. Video goes into a lot more depth, but the books are great. Yep. I love them so much.
So just practice this a bunch of times, and you're gonna start to get a feel. You know, when you do like a bunch of figure drawing, you start to get like a feel of just like the proportions of the body.
Mm-hmm. Chris says, would you recommend doing something similar to the bendy straw practice with boxes as well?
Yeah,
like
I
boxes,
would.
Right? Aw, thanks, Naz. Yes, Kritscan and Dahlia are both anime art school students, and they've been doing a very good job. Dahlia has been improving so much, and honestly, every time I see Chris's human drawings, I'm like, what? Where did this come from? So, and they both work very hard.
Yeah, like...
Can you do a cylinder? Well...
A cylinder?
We've done a bunch of cylinders, actually, previously.
Yes, actually, funny enough, I did like a 45-minute long lesson on ellipses and cylinders earlier. I gave assignments for how to practice getting better at them. I talked about all of the science behind them, how to calculate degrees of them, what means what, cylinders in different camera lenses. That is all on the VOD on our YouTube channel. That was actually one of the topics I covered today, funny enough. So it was long. I covered a lot of stuff. So if you want to know about cylinders and stuff, it's all on the YouTube.
Do you have a Discord server? Yes, it's on our profile. Or you can, if you can't find our link keys, you can go and DM us for the Discord server. Just ask us what the Discord server is, or else we might ignore your message.
Can you teach me Figma?
Oh.
What?
You're live in the past, but I just scrolled. But I do want to learn. Where should I start? Any tips?
What's Figma?
I don't want to do that. You want to learn? I would say start by drawing what interests you. You know, maybe you find an image that you really like and you want to draw it. Just tackle it. You won't really know unless you start. So I'd say start first. Don't be. It's hard to say this, but it's going to be easy to be very frustrated with art at first, but it's so worth it because it's about unleashing your creativity. So I'd say start, learn to like it, even though you might suck for a very long time, and then you can always learn as you continue drawing.
RGB cube.
Yep,
Can't
RGB.
be a Rubik's cube. I think red and blue are on opposite sides. Was it red and blue, green and yellow? White, no, yellow and orange are opposites, and then the white and the yellow are opposites, I think.
Name of your YouTube? It's Draw Anime Academy. It's the same name. Draw Anime Academy.
Subbing.
It's
very fun. Yes, Draw Anime Academy. Nope, green and blue. Oh, it's green and blue. My bad.
Oh.
Yellow and white, then red and orange. Okay.
Bruce Wayne. I really like art and I post on my Instagram occasionally, but I want to know how to stop hesitating and just draw without stopping. Interesting
I
question.
need to draw more Rubik's cubes in color.
How to stop? How to keep drawing and not stopping? How would you? What would you say to that?
The way that I heard it from, what's his name? Ian McKegg. Super, really nice, good artist. Been an artist for a really long time. He just absolutely loves drawing. I would look him up. Ian McKegg. He said you just get a sketchbook. You go open the sketchbook, you put either a big marker on the page or just at the top of the page, you write, this is a bad drawing, and you've now given yourself permission to fail and just draw for fun. Just try anything. Anything goes, no expectations, just draw and experiment and give yourself no expectations. And you can even have just a sketchbook and you can literally write that on the cover.
This is a bad drawing.
Yeah, it's good. And you just want to make sure you give yourself permission to fail. Some people mess up their canvas, mess up their sketchbook. They'll scribble on a page, so it's like already wrecked. It's intimidating to get to a white page. And you're like, oh no, I'm going to wreck it. I've always thought that's great. It's helped me a lot.
Yeah, a lot of people get art block. There's multiple reasons why you can get it. It's not just one size. It's not one size fits all in terms of like a result or in terms of a solution. Some people get demotivated because they have too high expectations of themselves. Sometimes they get art block because maybe they've just been drawing the same thing over and over and they don't really draw anything new. So the solution is to draw something new. Other times it's a lack of fundamentals where you can't really express what you're trying to draw because you don't know the fundamentals, and so a lot of the time you can practice on the side and also try to, get drawing. What I find that's really helpful for me is I will study and then turn it into my character, so it's like makes it more fun, so it doesn't feel like practice anymore.
Yeah,
so
that's always fun.
I'll do a lot of anatomy studies, but then I'll turn it into my character, and then I'll be like, oh yay, I did a bonus,
Yeah,
like what fundamentals do I do?
It depends on what you want to get good at.
Yeah, what do you want to get good at? People drawing, perspective, environments. Either way, I would say if you're gonna do fundamentals, the main thing that will get you to draw almost anything is dimensional drawing, which is what he's doing right here.
Dimensional drawing is pretty good, but even then, like even just practicing and studying design is really good. Like take like a fun design drawing class. I knew a guy back in school. He was really good. He was one of the best artists in the school, and he said that Andrew Loomis's book called Fun with the Pencil was like his favorite thing. They make funny faces and different characters using different shapes and everything. Everybody's heard of Andrew Loomis's book, and like the Loomis method, it's the same guy.
Mako Shark, thank you for the follow, and Yue Kane, thank you for the follow. Is the box okay for anime characters? Yes, I use boxes for anime characters all the time. I just morph them. You start with boxes and then you like sculpt them into something a bit different. But you start off with a box to understand the dimension, like what he's doing right now. This is a rib cage and a pelvis, and then you just chisel it, sculpt it. Is drawing cross contours on 3D objects useful for practice?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
It's very good.
It's actually very good.
Fun assignment. You can make any shape you want. We do this on stream all the time. We create characters.
By the way. So for anyone who wants to practice fundamentals and stuff, this is a good.
And then you decide where you're looking at this from. Are you looking from the bottom? Like this could be your perspective grid? If so, what I would say, instead of just cross contours, try to find a center line.
Yes, we do teach anatomy and stuff.
Find a center line, and then you can make this a symmetrical object. This helps people draw like funny faces and stuff. You can actually sculpt the object any way that you want. You're free to make it however you want, right? I could do this, or let's say I could look at this object from the top. Let's say that my center line is actually here, and maybe I'm looking at this from above, so my contour lines could be like this instead.
Thank you, Espresso and Yano Arts for the follow. Hey, A.
Shapes don't have inherent perspective. So essentially what you can do is you can draw a shape and then add perspective to it. You could even look at it from a completely different angle too. Maybe the center line is there. Actually, I did it a different way. Let's go.
Thank you, Ian, for the follow. Adding contour lines is my absolute favorite thing to doodle when I'm bored. I agree.
Yep.
It's stress-free.
It is fun. And this could be anything you want it to be. It could be a funny face.
Art block.
Yeah.
Art block crusher. Actually, we still got to do the art block crusher.
Yeah. You know, you can do...
I like that head.
This. You can start adding overlaps. You can make this a nose. You could add a brow ridge. You could put hair on it.
I actually like this face a lot. Who is this diva?
It's a good shape assignment. A lot of people do this for practice, shape design exercises and stuff. You just make a random shape and you can turn it into a face. And you don't always have to go with the obvious. We do this on stream all the time. Actually, we have... where are they?
Oh, it's in an OC drawing.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, here's a whole bunch of them from stream. Rhonda, that was one from just the other stream.
Is there age restriction for your courses?
Not for the courses, no.
Courses?
The Discord server requires age 13 minimum. We recommend at least 13, but we've had parents that have gone through it with like their 9-year-old kids and stuff. But no, it's all safe. It's safe for work, everything. So there's no like age restriction in terms of that.
Yeah.
But these are all funny heads. Are there multiple layers to this?
I'm sure there is.
Not really. Yeah, there's a bunch of heads from stream. I thought there were some other ones, but I guess there's not.
Thanks, because I'm 13 and I really want to start taking art more seriously. Oh,
yeah,
awesome.
13
welcome.
is great.
Yeah, 13 is a great age.
We do have a couple people who are taking the classes that are 13.
And they are very talented. And I'm sure you are too. So for practice, we just draw random shapes, then draw a face from it. Noted.
Yep.
Yeah, that's. I wish I. Oh, that's so cute. The dog. My mom would like that.
I don't really. I'm not very familiar with dogs. I would recommend finding reference and stuff as well.
I wonder where Poppy's at.
I don't know. Banana dog.
Banana dog. Maybe just
What is it with bananas and dogs?
I think bananas are just cute. Oh, you mean like with our stuff?
Yeah. But there are classes and stuff out there, like shape language is a whole science. And there's classes that you can take shape language, like dynamic versus static. Like, there's this whole psychology behind shapes that look good, like accelerated curves where the apex ends not in the center, it's pushed. And then you could say add another S curve, but you want the apexes to say, I put maybe an apex there, and I put an apex there. So it can make a really dynamic shape. If you make all the apex is the point where the curve peaks. And so that one peaks in the center, but this one peaks to the side. And so a self-contained volume like this looks interesting to the human brain if there's a lot of variety in the shapes. So for example, if the volume doesn't stay the same width the entire way, if the apexes of the curves on the different sides peak at different points, and there's a whole psychology behind design. There's big, medium, small, close together, far away. There's 70-30 and unevenness. And they're really just design tools. Mm-hmm. And there's classes out there that teach the psychology behind the shape design, and then once you're aware of it, you can actually consciously practice this stuff to improve at it. That's how people can become like caricature artists and like animators and stuff. This has been around for a really long time. It's pretty well explored. But there's a guy out there. He has some classes on it. I really recommend him. His name is Wouter. I talked about him earlier on stream. Tolp. He has some classes on this. He actually has a website and he sells books and stuff. I'm not sponsored. I've actually never met the guy. But his work is really, really good. But, you know, you use it, like, I use it to do, like, silly stuff like this, which is, like, really trying to make interesting shapes and funny faces. You can literally make things look funny just by, like, tweaking the shapes of them. And one of my favorite artists who's absolutely amazing at shape design is a guy named, I don't know how to say his name, actually. He's Serbian. I'll just look him up.
Oh, I think I know.
Ognen. I don't know how to say his name.
So
good. Ognen Sporin. He's he's fantastic at shape design. Like I'll show you some of his dogs.
That's up there.
Show you some of his dogs. It's like I'm talking about feet. Put those dogs away. Here's some of the dogs that he's drawn. Like he's really good at shape language. So he does these, oops, that's the side. He does these doggies, and he's using all these principles. Like he's pushing the apexes, he's using big, medium, small, close together, far away, simple and complex. And he's very, very good at it. Here's more doggies.
Wow.
He does everything. He doesn't just do like animals and dogs and stuff. He does literally everything. Like look at
that one's so cool.
The shape language in that is really, really, really nice. And there's classes that teach this stuff.
I was like, man.
Will Weston has classes that teach this kind of stuff as well. We teach some of it in our anime art school. Like we have a good amount of it. Of course, we focus more on like anime type stuff.
But I get to draw a little dog too.
Yeah, like this guy's really, really, really good at shape design.
Wow.
Just fantastic work. Like look at the shape language in that tail.
That's so cool.
You know, and like spinning forms around and stuff in space. Like, you know, you find your center line. Actually, let's do it a different way. This is an assignment that you can do where you take forms and you twist them like he did that on that dragon type thing, right? And you keep track of that center line as it goes around, and then say it comes back out like that, and this, you know, form can twist as it goes around. It's a weird line there.
How long have you guys been drawing?
Over
20 years?
Over 20 years, but like professionally, I've been drawing since 2016. That's when I started working.
Live, laugh, love Reno Tuna.
Reno Tuna is extremely good.
Extremely good.
He's a very, very good artist. But there's a lot of amazing artists. This guy's one of my favorite artists of all time. His stuff is just phenomenal. All of his stuff, like these are his sketches and stuff. I actually want to show you some of this guy's professional work, like his paintings and stuff. Oh my gosh, they're so good. This one is astoundingly good.
Wow.
Look at that. And you got like these fairies who are like, no, get away from me. And he's like, with his big nose. Absolutely fantastic work. He's like the new Evan Edmondson.
I've never seen that guy's work.
My art director was roommates with him.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's so good. Like, oh my gosh.
Ew,
Just his shape language that he uses is so fantastic. He's so incredibly good at drawing and painting. This one is another one that I really like.
Oh, that's great.
Look how good this one is. You got like these little goblin things like hiding down here, and they're like looking up at this big ogre who's like, I don't even know what he's doing. But even just the shape language in the face is so good.
The fairy that he's gonna touch. What? Is that a fairy?
It's a bird.
Oh, it's a bird. Oh, he's a gentle giant.
Yeah, this guy, for a very short while, he had tutorials on ArtStation, and I bought them all, but then he like took some of them down.
What?
Yeah, just absolutely phenomenal work. So good. He does these really, really big shots like this. This guy's like ability, like diversity in subjects is phenomenal. Just absolutely fantastic. I really recommend checking out people's work. This is his name, by the way.
Ognjen.
He's Serbian. Very, very, very good at anatomy as well. Oh my gosh, he uploaded drawings of gloves recently. Oh, here's some of his line art. So good. Dude, this guy's stuff is so good. Just fantastic artist.
Man.
Look at that character. That's so cool.
What are you gonna show? The rubber?
Yeah, he, like, even just gloves. Like, he draws gloves. What the heck are they?
He draws gloves?
Yes! You know what I mean when I show it, chat.
Oh, that's good.
Look at these. They're just gloves. Oh, the shape language, so good. Ooh, he has a Patreon. Hashtag not sponsored. Like, just the gloves are so good. Look at these.
Oh, that one's so elegant.
they're so cool.
Wow, they're so pretty.
The reason they look so amazing is because he's so incredibly good at that shape and form language.
Wow.
Just breaking up the forms and everything. Man,
that is
so good. All of his sketches have so much energy. Look at this spiral folding going on.
It's like vibrating.
Yeah.
It's like that. That's
yeah, these are like his practice assignments. So many gloves.
Wow.
This is the kind of artist that I like gush over their work. So good.
Splash art?
This is like splash art gloves.
Splash art
Just
gloves.
The shape in this, you could turn that silhouette into such a good like character head.
Yeah,
So
it
cool.
literally is I can see it. It's a side profile.
Just, yeah. Any of these shapes you can turn into character.
Yeah.
They're such good shapes. Just phenomenal. And now I'm just addicted. Oh, you guys are gonna love these too. These characters, he did this whole series of characters based on different things. Like this is like a koi samurai.
That's so cool.
Yeah. He's so good. I know I keep saying it, but like it's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, monkey dude.
Yeah.
It looks horrible on camera, but if you go find this guy's ArtStation, you can check out his work like full res. He has an Instagram too. That's cool. Anyways, I'm done. My hand's hurting. Oh, so heavy. I remember you showing me him. Yeah, he's even like better now. He gets better so fast.
Wow.
I need to get better.
As if you couldn't reach the pinnacle.
Chat, I'm sorry, I have to go practice. Yeah, like, all these different things, like the concept of the rock walking over the hill, which is like object in front, object that breaks the silhouette, and then object behind. That's a that gives depth to a drawing. He uses that like crazy, you know. Contour lines describe form. Right? Maybe some more of that. Man, that guy's so good. I would legit take a mentorship by that guy. I would love to. But a lot of this stuff you can find on tutorials. We teach a lot of it in anime art school, in various classes. A lot of tips and stuff, a lot of concepts of that. I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite things in the world. It's so interesting to me. But it all starts with boxes. Wow. No, it doesn't all start with that. Like, you can start kind of in different areas, but this is something you can't avoid.
Yeah.
Can't avoid it forever. And that's why your homework is to do 10 of these. And you have the recording of the school, or not the school, of the live stream. So
10?
There's no excuses.
10 of these? You mean this set of 10?
Yep.
Okay.
10 of these. So 10 times 16, which is 160 boxes. Don't worry if you get one wrong. This one, you'll probably have difficulty with. Don't sweat it. Just keep pushing, keep doing the assignments. Remember, you aren't tracing these grids. You're using them to keep a visual of your proportions between the sides. All right? You're not connecting dots. You're just drawing a box inside of a grid in that ratio. So it's a little bit harder than it looks. You're not like going to this point, to this point, to this point. You're just fitting the top of the box into this. And you're fitting the side of the box into this to keep your proportions. So yeah, Kren's cubes. Kren's Kush art is very good. I think he actually developed this system based on FZD student work, which is funny because I went to that school and they did not teach that at this school. So he like looked at the student work and was inspired because they all graduated with like really good art. And so he kind of developed his own system of drawing. He's Taiwanese, and pretty much all of his tutorials and stuff are not in English, but I think they have subtitles. But they're really difficult.
So you can ask what do these ratios mean?
1 to 3.
They can't see that. There we go.
2 to 2. 2 boxes to 2 boxes. 3 parts to 1 part. And then it's the same thing. 1 to 3, 2 to 2. So it's just the ratio. These are 4x4 grids. So they're just different ratios. But if you want to go to the recording of the live stream, we have it on our YouTube channel, and it's going to be up forever. You can go over to our YouTube channel, Draw Anime Academy, and watch the whole demo I did live. Oh, you thought it's letter? No, it's just sideways.
Oh no.
But yes, that's it. I think that's very fun.
Yep.
Wouter Tulp has like a whole class where you take drawings and you make them more dynamic. Like he has you take like a Christmas tree. I love that assignment. I should make a YouTube video or something with that. He has you do like a really static drawing of a Christmas tree.
You tram and
Carrot cake.
Cahadox for the follow. I read it wrong.
Cahadox.
I read it wrong. My eyesight.
There we go.
It always blends letters together, so it's like.
Yeah, and he has you redraw the Christmas tree. I should honestly do this assignment again. And he has you try to make every dynamic decision. So it's like maybe an S curve that is uneven. And then maybe going out here and flipping the end out. And maybe putting these close together. And maybe this one comes down. like this. And maybe this one actually goes up. Maybe not. And it's so hard to do this consciously. Because I'm looking for things that line up with each other, and I'm trying to make nothing line up. And you try to push it to be as dynamic as you possibly can.
Alright, buy stuff maybe.
See Dahlia, this is also a great assignment, by the way. You just take drawings and you make another drawing next to it, and you try to make it as dynamic as possible.
Maryfell says, the pine tree reminds me of dipper pins from Gravity Falls. I never seen those.
Yeah, I could do this. And you just try to work this shape as much as possible. It doesn't matter if the line work looks terrible, you can always redraw it, but that's not the point of the assignment. The point of the assignment is to try and make this a dynamic shape where none of these volumes are the same. This is very symmetrical. It's evenly spaced. We could even make this one more static by making this top point even and symmetrical, and evenly break those up. And we want to make sure that this and this are the same distance apart. This to this, this to this. It's symmetrical. It's static. So
I would say crits. They were asking so after you're learning shape language and stuff, how do you practice building good shapes? It's just like that.
Yeah, just like this. And you do like characters and faces and stuff. It's like what Christina talks about with doing faces. You can do like for example, if I have a 3/4 turned head, let's just say we got that. Maybe the eye on this side would be like an accelerated curve, right? It'd be like this. And you could go, maybe the top of the mouth is like an S curve. And the bottom of the mouth is like this. And so maybe we have that. And actually, let's pull the mouth on this side up even more. So I'm going to make the top of this mouth short, long. So it's an S curve, but one side is short and the other side is long. And then maybe it goes into a straight. So I'm trying to keep this as varied as possible. So short to long to straight. And then I'm hook it at the bottom and make that little nub, and I think that's kind of cool. And then I'll use kind of my understanding of 3D and maybe put a mouth in there, or not a mouth, teeth or something in there, right? And maybe we can pull that out.
It's cute.
And do something like that. What?
I like the top tooth more than the bottom. It's cute though, actually. Never mind.
I like
both. Never mind.
Right? And I could go and put a dynamic curve in there for this, right?
Wait, we want to make sure what that didn't merge anything.
I don't really care if it... Oh, it did.
Yeah, because there's 2 pages.
There we go.
Yeah.
Christina saved the city.
Yep.
And I'm going to even make this circle, this head shape dynamic. I'm going to bulge it out here. And then I'm going to squish it in there. So this isn't just around. This is yeah, there's just a little bit of character.
It's does your shape have a sound effect?
A little bit of... When I was in school, oh my gosh, when I was in FZD, I had so much trouble with this. Everything I looked so boring. And Elliot, he was the best in the class. And I shouldn't say what we did, but we were sculpting things out of kneaded erasers.
Oh no.
And everything I sculpted looked so boring. And he was just you have to add personality to it. And so he just gave a little bend, and we'd make faces, we'd make all kinds of stuff, and everything I sculpted looked so boring. And he was like, you have to add character to it. You have to add personality to it. So it's like, how do you add personality to a circle? I can't draw a circle. There we go. How do you add personality to this? Well, you could just go...
You're getting even smaller now.
No, I'm not too small.
Oh, okay.
You could just go, and you could go, well, I'm not going to make it perfectly round. I'm going to go like this, and then maybe this side is like pushed up. And then maybe it's like sitting on the ground and it's got a little bit of gravity to it.
Sometimes the personality part comes through intuition.
Yes.
Other times you can definitely learn how to do it.
Yes, you practice so much. And so let's do this. Let's turn this one. We can even like pull this. So I like imagine like I'm pinching the cheek and I'm like pulling it. So maybe it's like that, right? And we have this brow here. And we have this, and we'll still do that. Here's my center line. And I'm still doing this. Maybe I'll bring the mouth out, pull it down. And I'm also paying attention to negative space, so all this space in here. I'm doing that. And I'm really feeling my volumes as well, right? Like, this is a three-dimensional object in my brain. We got like that. Maybe
like Pokemon.
Maybe something like this. This is how people practice like shape language. And then they'll, you know, those content-aware scale filters that make things look really funny. It's kind of like that. You go like, well, how can I push this like even more? Like, what if I was like,
or liquefy or something
like
that.
Absolute rage, just like, bleh. But I always want to keep in mind, like, and you can just play with it, and then maybe the mouth is just like.
Thank you, Yuna, for the follow.
And there's no right or wrong. It's just pure experimentation, right?
I love that. Now he's like gritting his teeth. Actually, no, man.
I could have them gritting the teeth.
Just like that is fine, I think. Oh, that's fun.
Like, and you just kind of get iteratively more extreme. You like push these shapes. You go like, what if I pull this even further? And it like started kind of like this with a sphere. And again, when I'm drawing this sphere, like in my head, I'm going, there's the center of the sphere. Here's the side of the sphere. Here's my center line. So this is dimensional drawing as well. And this is part of what makes it so hard. Like I'm drawing this and, you know.
Hello, everyone who's joining.
I'm drawing this and I'm thinking of this dimensionally, but yet I'm taking the shapes and I'm pulling them like it's Play-Doh, and then I'm going even more extreme with it like it's Play-Doh, and then I'm trying to push it even more extreme, and it's like, ah. So this one up here is like
Shouting,
this,
hey.
ah. And there's his tongue. And then this one down here, like and this is where I start to struggle because this isn't my strong suit. Like shape design and stuff like this isn't really what I'm very good at. So we could even go like.
Oh, I like that. That's heckin' cute.
And maybe I could even think about like shark teeth, right? Where it's like. And I maybe start to get some of this in here. See, I don't actually think this shape is as dynamic as it could be. So I'm gonna go back here, and I'm really.
I mean, even without the lip, it actually looks kind of cool.
Yeah, it kind of does. I'm gonna pull this shape down, and maybe like we'll really show the gums, and like maybe you've got like this kind of thing coming over. I'd probably have to look at like a reference of a shark, honestly.
That's not a bad idea.
But what if we just had, Something like that. I don't know if they have tongues, but they have like these layers of like gums, I think.
Yeah, they do.
And I'm getting more extreme with this, and let's draw the back of the head as well. So we could go a couple ways with it, right? It's really up to you. There's no rules. I could follow kind of here and go like, maybe I could turn this kind of into an S curve. Maybe I could kind of give him like a little lump right there and pull this around. Do that kind of thing. Yeah, right? You could even go...
Reminds me of Animorph Borks. Animorph books. I remember those Animorphs.
How would I do the tongue? Christina's actually better at shape language than I am. Yeah.
Oh, for certain things.
I won't add a tongue right now.
I think it looks good the way it is.
Right, and we can go and do that kind of thing. And always I'm thinking this is a three-dimensional form. So it's like I could start with this. I could move into this one. Like this is a pretty dynamic shape. You've got a sharp turn right here. You've got a slow accelerated curve where it starts to apex like down here. It goes into another curve down here. We could even pull that out probably. What do you think of that?
I like that.
Make it a little bit more interesting. And so this is exactly the kind of shape language assignments that character artists and designers do. I'm just not this isn't my strong suit.
It's very nice.
There we go.
You could add some wrinkles in the bridge of the nose like this.
Yeah.
No, here.
What, huh? Like that kind? Would they look like that?
They have scrunchiness over here too. Like.
Oh yeah. You even mean just like that?
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, and if it's anime, you just go like.
Yeah, that's true.
Like that.
Yeah, if it's anime.
Is he a floating blob or is he actually
I
like?
think a floating blob is cute.
Okay.
Although that's good too.
Maybe he's like an alien gray.
Huh.
Really mad.
Really mad alien gray. Ew. Put some highlights in there or it's gonna look creepy.
It does look creepy. But anyways, I won't make him an alien gray, but I will give him a little neck or something. And I could add a little bit of line weight here and there. There we go. You could even give him a nose.
No nose.
I don't want to give him a nose.
I don't want to give him a nose.
And you can literally make like 5 different versions of this, like times 15. I wrote 10 times 15, right? And you just start playing with, you don't have to add a bunch of features. You could do one that's like, always keep in mind that center line.
That's fun. Where can I find that brush? You can get this brush on our profile for free.
Wow, it's a weird burp. Sorry, chat. This is kind of a fun one. I should do these assignments on stream sometimes just for fun. It is pretty fun. And we can get really, really thin, like, oh. There's a lot of different assignments like this. Some of them are like, you got a cube and you got another cube and there's like stretchy material between it. and you go like whoa, like really going down, and you like try to make those really, like, all of this is like dynamic shapes, dynamic S-curves and stuff.
Oh, that's fun.
And you can do ones that are like,
it's like slime.
you can do ones that are like this and really try to feel that gravity, like, whoa. Like, oh, it just so wants to pull down. And I'm going to try to apex every one of these shapes using that accelerated curve, right? I'm not going to draw my curve like this where it peaks in the middle. I'm going to draw my curve like this where it peaks more on the side because the gravity is pulling it down. So it's like that. I haven't been looking at chat at all.
No, I have.
Okay.
Looks like a weeping bell. Looks like weeping bell. I don't know what that is.
Like that, right? And I'm trying to make all these as dynamic as possible. There's a lot of these assignments out there to practice shape language and shape design. Some people do heads. Some people start distorting the heads as much as possible. Mm-hmm. And like I noticed that there's this, and then this kind of pulls in like that. You can even like look at this and just go, all right, we got this piece that kind of comes out here and pulls in. And I can be like, how could I improve this shape? Well, maybe I can like dip it in a little bit.
Looks like a snake now.
And I want to add like a series of straights.
You might need to zoom out a bit. There we go.
A series of straights and curves. So maybe I'll add a straight, like almost straight, and then I'll pull it up a little bit right here. By the way, chat, I'm just using this time to practice.
I know.
That could be my center line.
You taught me to screen the lives he had drawn. How could I activate this? I'm not sure what you mean.
And soon your entire page will be filled up, and this is really, really good practice.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Miku Miku.
That's it. After starting to learn, I should say. Huh? So after learning shape language more, how do you practice building good shapes? It's this, like, you pick it up by doing this a lot. And like, I'm not that strong at it. I haven't done it as much as Christina. So
a lot of expressions would help a lot.
A lot of expressions. Where did you learn expressions? Was that Will West? Who? Wouter? Tulp? You took his class.
I did take
he
his
does
class.
really good expressions. The guy that I keep talking about. Yeah, it could be a sock puppet. The guy that I keep talking about, Wouter Tulp.
A lot of the time I also look at a lot of anime expressions, and that helps me a lot to find the shape language of the expressions and what mouths to use. And
The guy that I keep talking about, Wouter Tulp, is a designer. He's worked on all these different projects. Here's some of his stuff for Leo. So he does all of this kind of stuff, right? There's his drawings. He does animals. And these are all, like, every single one of these curves, like this curve right here, that's a very intentional designed curve. Every single volume, every single little piece that's coming up over in the eye, those are all intentional. That's to help achieve depth, right? Look at this eye socket. There's an S curve, and then it goes and kind of swoops down. So all of these are very, very intentionally designed curves. Like, look at that nice dynamic shape right there of the head.
nice curve.
And there's shapes within shapes. That's something that I didn't do much on any of these heads.
Shape language is kind of part of fundamentals, design and stuff.
Yeah,
so I would say learn it while you're doing the fundamentals. Like
this is one of the like the fundamentals that transcends any subject matter.
When he touched the iPad screen, the lines he drew are... Oh, that's undoing. So
Yep.
it's double tapping with 2 fingers.
Yeah. So this guy's got really good stuff. He's actually got a class on schoolism. I went through it. He's got a couple classes there. I really like it.
You reached 50K likes.
Ooh, didn't I say I give him a drop?
Yes, a drop.
Ooh, look at that. Very nice bowl
I love
cut
that bowl
shape.
cut. It's great.
That's a really nice bowl cut. 50K likes, chat.
Yes.
How about that?
Very nice.
Definitely practiced anatomy. Oh, yeah. lots and lots and lots of anatomy practice. It's like one of those pillars, right? Like, I like to think of the different foundation as like legs of a table. The table is very stable when you are well versed in different foundations. All right, what are we at? So we're gonna do head pats. So chat, you can do your whole thing if you want.
Ooh.
Great work, chat.
Wait.
You completed 50,000 likes. That's absolutely astoundingly amazing. Great work. And as promised, one drop of chalky milk. Ready?
I can't do it.
There you go. And you didn't get enough milk to get burped, so great work. Yoinks, whole bottle.
Very nice.
Yeah, where's my iPad? Did you turn it off?
Yeah. I still gotta clean the kitchen.
Yeah, so this stuff is...
Oh, that's very nice.
Yeah, a lot of good shape language here. The characters have really good shape language. So I learned a lot of this stuff from this guy, but I also learned it from a couple other people as well. And I wrote that guy's name down earlier. Here it is. All right, there we go.
Nice
what is it?
Job. Huh?
You want to wrap up?
I gotta clean the kitchen before my mom gets too tired.
That drop sound effect.
Yeah.
Do you do lessons on lighting and shadowing? Yes, I do a bunch of them.
He does a bunch of those.
I could bring it back.
Yes, go ahead.
I have a lot of my stuff in folders. I should probably put a protective case on this with how much we
I
throw it
actually agree with that.
Yeah, I do a lot of this kind of stuff. I teach this in my classes in anime art school. Let's see. First, I go through a bunch of primitive form rendering and calculating drop shadows and cast shadows and all this kind of stuff like that. And then we turn it into stuff like this, colored blocks with shadows, and we do all the calculations for these as well. And then we go into something a little bit more realistic like this. We draw every single thing here by hand. This is all drawn by hand live in the class. I show you how I do every single thing. And then we go into materials. Where's some of the material stuff like boba and this, stone and barbed wire and all this. That's not that. Here it is.
Thank you for the follow.
And metal and even a space heater that I found in my room and all that kind of stuff. But yeah.
Fundamentals.
Fundamentals. It's the basics. I do enjoy teaching it quite a bit.
Yeah, he's very good at teaching it.
I've taught it a lot over since 2019. But yeah, we have a school online. You can like the bubble tea. Me too.
Yeah.
Good thing Sarah's not here. She'd probably want to get some.
Red Gaming, thank you for the follow.
Yes. Yeah, you can check out our school on drawanime.com. It'd be in our classes, or it'd be under Anime Art School. It's the yellow button. And otherwise, you can also feel free to join our community. We stream 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We do challenges on Friday. We have a couple moderators who run challenges. I like this shape.
I really like that shape too. It's very good.
We have moderators who run challenges, and we do art shows every Friday. It's a lot of fun. If you want to join the Discord, you can either go to that website or send us a DM and ask for the invite, and I'll send it to you. But other than that, how do you make that sound? So I do that. I flick my cheek, and right after I flick my cheek, I
whistle.
I do like this little whistle where I push out air. I don't blow it out of my lungs. And when you do it seamlessly, it's kind of like a drop.
That's literally perfect.
I haven't practiced in a long time, so I usually...
It's literally perfect.
That.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's kind of when doing sort of still on values only. We'll try to do more colors, especially intending limited palette colors. Yeah, limited palette studies are super good. Just choose a good anything you want, honestly. A lot of people like experimenting with like the Zorn palette. All right, well, we've been live for about 3.5 hours. I think Christina's family's still jet lagged, so they want to probably get to bed, and we still have to do some tidying up and stuff.
Yep.
But
it was very fun. I really enjoyed the stream today.
yeah, it was a fun stream.
I loved
It was like a mostly me stream, funny enough.
But I actually really liked it. It's kind of fun.
Wow,
It's
we
really
went over
fun. I
a
can't
lot
wait
of fun
to
stuff.
submit this to the Discord. No berries, unfortunately.
No berries?
No
We'll
berries.
end on berries.
Fine, sure.
Where's berries? Berries.
Oh, too bad it's not
There it is. This one?
Yeah, that one.
Thank you for everything. You are welcome.
Yeah, no problem, Dahlia. So satisfying, Krista says.
I can't wait to learn how to draw in panoramic and lenses. That's gonna be so fun.
Yeah.
I need to practice a lot. Jude revisiting the topics in this stream. Awesome. When didn't have enough time to finish the Tyradoodle. Uh-oh.
It's okay.
I guess you'll
Finish
just
whatever
have
you
to send it to me instead. You'll see it on Friday. Probably.
Ooh.
You'll just have to send it to me.
Yep.
Yes, thank you everybody for showing up. We appreciate you being here. And don't forget, we stream on Friday. We're going to be going over challenges and having some fun. We are also going to do an Animal Crossing villager hunt sometime soon. We have 1,200 tickets to find the characters
We want.
we might even have to do like a 12-hour villager hunting stream.
That'd
like
be-
1,200 tickets?
Well, I mean, I streamed
we have
like...
a whole... A what?
Well, I remember I streamed like 8 hours that one time trying to find Sly.
Maybe we should do that. We are from the States.
Yes, we're from the States.
Wow.
Hey, who knows?
We might have to do a 12-hour villager hunting stream. Honestly.
If it takes 12 hours, if not, then it doesn't.
We have like 10 characters to get.
The thing is, we have to
10
buy
characters.
and plot, get the plots and stuff.
We time skip.
I mean, yeah, we could time skip. It's true.
All right, everybody. Thank you. Have a good night.
Have a
Hope
good
you
night,
enjoyed.
everyone.
You can always go and rewind on YT. And we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
I gotta end the stream from
Yeah,
over
no
here.
problem.
See ya, TikTok. Bye.
Bye.
And YouTube, we will talk to you later as well. Bye-bye.
See ya.